get ready. Let's get it. The name is Law Nation. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys, sports talk, and beyond. Cowboys, what's out there? Times philosophy / or dash culture changer. Come on, let's get it. Yup. Ain't no party like the Law Nation party, baby. Come on. What more do you want me? Come on.
Like this mother don't miss. No, that mother don't miss, man.
Five,
in the heat of battle,
4,
in the heat of
3, 2, and 1. Come on, baby. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on, baby. Woo. Come on. Let's get it. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation, and I really appreciate each and every last one of y'all beautiful people that's watching this show. This is therapy session to all, and I really appreciate you guys so much. What's out there? What's out there, man? What's out there, man? What's going on out there, man? Do we have anything? Ain't nobody coming to see you. Otis, what we got, baby? I mean, we got couches, man. We got plush couches, man. I need me a couch sponsor. You know, that's what we need. Come on, the furniture stores. Come on, I know y'all got some coins, man. Drop some coins on over here so we can have these sponsors talking about the Cowboys couches, baby. The pillows are nice. You know, the cushion is soft, right? Come on, man. All right, so what's out there, ladies and gentlemen, will be free agency before the draft, which can curve the thoughts of everybody about this team. It'll be that situation. Bottles of water. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you. Rondas, appreciate you. Jamal, Lacey, thank you for the fire emojis, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. You know.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
We don't know that we don't know, baby. So, Chris Jones, he will be 29. He will be a free agent defensive tackle. I know that he is playing this weekend, but will that be somebody you guys would be kind of like, yeah, man, you put Chris Jones on this team, man, they could put me at linebacker, and I'm 205 pounds, man. I can be able to do something, man. What about that? Law. Shout out to my guy Scott, man, who interviewed David Irvin the other day, too, man. We had to share that one.
Look at this, Law.
Yeah.
Law.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out to Richie Mack, man. He says, where were you last night? My whole entire house got COVID, C-19, and that's a terrible thing. The little ones, they didn't test positive, but I didn't test positive, but other people in the house test positive. And I had daddy duties last night, and I think that everybody else can try to be the best dad in the world, and they can come second and third place, but I'm the best dad in the world. So, sorry to hear from those who wishing that they would be the number one dad in the world. But unfortunately, family come first, and night streams is going to be a little different for this week. So I appreciate y'all prayers and concerns or what have you. And C-19 is still around. And unfortunately, I just think it's just more of a common flu or something like that. But you know how it is. Well, not common flu, but common cold. But that's what it tested positive for. So I was not able to be out there. So it is what it is. Chris says self-proclaimed. Hey, man. Hey. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But I appreciate y'all, man. But during this time frame, what's out there? What's out there? What's out there, ladies and gentlemen? Would y'all take Chris Jones right now? He's going to be a free agent. He'll be 29 years of age. That's not a long tooth. It's a semi-long tooth for that. But let me know how that works with you guys. If that's something that you guys would be interested in. Another guy out there would be, I see y'all saying yes, Y-E-S, yes, indeed. 2 or 3 years, yes. Jay Lombardi, appreciate you. I would take Chris Jones, match him up with D-Law and Parsons. Ooh, Seabass, that would be nice. Game changer at defensive tackle. Here's my thoughts. I love our defensive front, but, it's not enough for us to really make an impactful situation. We like what Osa can do. I think that the Cowboys did a disservice with him this year because they couldn't capitalize with another bigger guy that's next to him and rotate him in. Salute to Jonathan Hankins. I think the world of him and what he was able to do with us in these organizations, but I think that we needed more help with that particular department. Far as Chris Jones, he will be an impactful 3-tech guy that can give you some one here and there, but more so give you 3-tech business. And yes, so Jay Lombardi says goodbye to Neville Gallimore. And this is my thoughts when I said that we could have done better in that particular portion as far as the interior play is right with what you just said, bro. Right with what you just said. And Neville Gallimore, it's like this. Osa here, and then when Osa, it's time for him to get out, Gallimore is there. You can't even see him. It's like two different worlds, right? So that's what I'm talking about, that the Cowboys didn't do the best services possible. And salute to Neville Gallimore. He can't help that he just wasn't that game changer. And even though he had the thoughts out there, he just what it is. Got a super chat. Steve Poe, appreciate you. He said he is a 49-year Cowboy fan. Boy, that was a play with words, man. I almost read it the other way, boy. Come on, Steven. Don't put 49 up. You say Cowboy fan for 49, years. You can't say, because I'm about to say I'm a 49er. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say. But this year hurt the most. Fire, respect what you do, my brother. Come on, appreciate you. And I thank you so much for the $5 support, bro. You almost had me, man. You know what I'm saying? My hooked on funny guys had to step in and say, no, he's a fan for 49 years. And next time you can round that up, man. We will all take that, right? We can all say that you were a fan for 50 years, bro. So next time when you send that in, just say, man, I'm a 50-year fan, man. I've been a fan of this team for 50 years. Yes, so you've been a fan before Jerry Jones even thought about buying the Cowboys. He was trying to buy the Chargers, but that's a whole nother story. The next person that's on this top 50 free agent list, they got Kirk Cousins. He's 35 years of age. I'm just throwing the stick of dynamite out there. Do anybody want Kirk Cousins here? I need to know. Yeah. Camel toe. Harris says, let Dak walk and pick up Kirk Cousins, basically. Camel toe want Kirk Cousins over Dak. I'm just putting words in your mind now. I know you ain't saying that, Camel toe. If y'all don't like Dak, boy, can you imagine how y'all will feel about Kirk Cousins, Hey, a lot of people have short-term memory, but Kirk Cousins was on a team that we beat the brakes off of 40-3. And as long as I've been alive, I haven't seen the Cowboys getting blown out with Dak Prescott under center 40-3. And see, here's the thing. Other quarterbacks can lose, it'd be short-term memory. We lose, it's long-term memory. We know every loss. We forget about the wins. That's okay, man. I see the majority of the people saying that, nah, man, pass up on Kirk Cousins. Josh Allen, he's a free agent. The edge rusher, Josh Allen. Here's the craziest thing about it. He's only 26 years old. And I don't think he did anything in Jaguars land of any notable stuff, And he's projected 21.7 APY, $108 million out of a 5-year deal. Pass on Josh Allen? Okay. T. Higgins, you match him up. He's 24 years of age. Look at his contract. His contract projection is right at what we paid for Michael Gallup. Would you rather have Michael Gallup or T. Higgins? Let me know. Because T. Higgins, to me, he's a taller wide receiver, taller target, and on top of that, he's a big target for you, and he can give you exposition play. I see Ron Mitchell. Shout out to you. We'll play some pieces that my guy Ron Mitchell sent me today, too. And it's about Stephen A. Smith, the sassy one. We'll talk about that. All right. I got a top 5 free agent list that I want, and his name is sticking out on this list, and I would love to see him here, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Jalen Johnson. He's so young, man. He's 24 years of age, and his projection is about $15 million APY. $15 million APY. Jalen Johnson, man. Will that be a guy that can tickle y'all fancy, man, over here in Cowboys land? With Jalen Johnson, because I'm looking at it like this. I like physical corners who's agile a little bit, and I'm looking at Jalen Johnson as a guy that you can pretty much kick him back to the outside. And I know that my guy Bland played a hell of a year. But if I can get Jalen Johnson over here and do a little things for us, man. He had 4 INTs last season and 50 targets. He only allowed 25, which is, in the top 100 right there, top of 100 place. But I'm looking at the 32 solo tackles, and I'm looking at his overall coverage grade is 91, and I know we don't really go by coverage grade, but this is what I really go by. Passer rating allowed when they do try to target that brother. 33.3. Shoot 33 in the third over here, man. This dude a super saiyan over here on he only had 7 missed tackles out of that, and then he had 18 stops, 1 forced fumble, 1 assist, 32 tackles. And pretty much so he's a physical corner. He can play zone. I like his zone capability. He can play man as well. And he's a guy that you can say to yourself, we know that there's going to be a small curvature of my guy Trayvon Diggs before he get back. And we do know that Jordan Lewis is on the free agent market. Although we like what Deron Bland did, 9 INTs this past season. 15 INTs in the last 2 years, I believe, or 15 or 16, however many interceptions he had, put him and Trayvon Diggs as tops. But what if I told you you can slide Deron Bland back inside the slot, and that's going to help out your lower thirds or your deeper thirds if given when he's trying to cover in that top side of the field. You're going to get better C gaps or C control with him in the middle of that part over there, and then you get some better tractions as it relates to someone trying to force the ball underneath. I think that you get better run support out of Deron Bland at that spot, and you can still have my guy Trayvon Diggs on the edge, and then you can have Jalen Johnson on the opposite side. I think that will that will solidify our DB room. Then you have youth on the side. You have youth on the side. Why are you talking about youth, Law? Because Jalen Johnson, he's only 24. It's a no-brainer. He's only 24. Stephon Gilmore is 33. Or how old Stephon Gilmore is, y'all? He 31, 32, 33. He right around that age. I mean, that would be a great pickup. We're talking about philosophy, a little culture changing here. We're going to get to those topics. But what's out there is some help. It's a help. It's some help since we don't want to play Nishan. We don't like Nishan. We don't like Izzy. We don't like Eric Stokes. We don't like who else that the Cowboys had? The Biagami kid, however you say that man's. We don't like him because they don't play him. So that would be a good situation for me, for us, or for me. You know, my therapist said we got to talk about these type of things, man. And let me know if y'all got a therapist, man, that y'all been seeing, man. You know, we didn't like Kelvin Joseph, right? The staff didn't like him. They didn't want to play him. But they got to like a Jalen Johnson. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to bring in the Johnson, you know. Pause. Brian Burns, he's an edge rusher. He's out there on the market. He's number 6 on this list. Would you like to bring in Brian Burns? Would you like to bring in a Brian Burns, ladies and gentlemen? Is he a guy that you can see and say, okay, he'll bring you some resources out there on the field? Is he a guy that you could say to yourself, all right, cool. Let's bring in a Brian Burns and Dorrance Armstrong. I believe he at the tail end of his career, you know, here. Shop him or get rid of him or what have you. Fowler, shout out to him for what he was able to do. Would you like to bring in, would you like to shake up some things? Would you like to do that? Ladies and gentlemen, we ain't gonna play him right now. Too soon to play this guy. And this other guy, let me pull him up. He's available, ladies and gentlemen. How you say that? Matabuke. I'm pushing big body, can't stop me. For the God dang, I know this got to be wrong. This can't be 14. It made my voice go away. 30563. This can't be accurate, right? 1 forced fumble, 14 sacks from the inside. Justin Matabuke. Where'd he come from? Texas, he's an Aggie. Gig him. 2020. 3rd round. Why we pass up on him? Who's this dude? What is he doing? 64 pressures, 17 hits, 33 hurries. Where? Why y'all didn't tell me about him? Justin Matabuke, man. Hey, let him come. Let him come over here. Come on over here. This dude right here. Malabute. That's how you say that man's name. Shout out to T.J. Lombardi. Jeez. Man, if we ever get a guy, man, that can give us 10 of them from the inside, we celebrating, dog. Last time we had somebody to give us 10 was Jason Hatchard, somebody. Matabuke. He's getting tagged, okay. But, man, I can just watch, man. You know what I'm saying? Dog, that's why the Ravens going to the Super Bowl, y'all. Oh, man, this dude make Chris Jones look like a street sweeper right now, don't he? Jeez. God, no, boy. 35 solos is a big boy. He's only 306. I ain't saying only, you know. My God, 14. Did they misquote this as an interior thing? He about to get broke off something real good. Let's see what they got him projected to be. They got him projected as a 84-year deal. He's only 26. He's only 26 years old, man. They got him projected to go like $20 million a year, APY. Man, that's good numbers right there. Oh my gosh. Let me ask y'all: would y'all like to have that interior guy? Would you like to have him? And they got somebody else with a 4-year deal projected to be the same, and he's on the free agent market too. Christian Wilkins. Let me pull up him right quick. Wilkins. Let me see what he did. I know he gave us a little threats. He still got you 10 of them, though. Man, he still got you 10 of them. 10 sacks. And he's 28. He's 28 years of age. He's 310. Clemson came out in 2019. Yeah, these people got to pay these people, man. What he did last year, gave you 5. Gave you 2. So in the contract year, he was like, I'm getting this bread, y'all. I'm getting this bread. So in the contract year, he doubled his production. So that's what I should have did to even matter Bouquet. You see what he did the previous year. Let me see, 20. He gave you 6. Gave you 3. Gave you 1. Okay, so his rookie year. See, there's a pattern, though. Hey, there's a pattern, though. You know, his rookie year, I'm telling y'all, I seen this with Dexter Lawrence. Rookie year, you don't do much or what have you. And then these interior guys, see, this is a prime example. Matabuke, maybe Mazi could be the same person, you know. And then 2021, you see, I don't think Ravens people say, he's trash, man. He's a wasted pick. But he wasn't picked in the first round, so to give him some free. So it took him about 3 years, his 4th year. Ooh, so it took him 4 years. So they had to make that investment, man. That's what that is. So let's look at Mazi's first year, man. Let's look at Mazi's first year, man. Now, let me give y'all some of this. I'm not being wee-woo. But maybe in 3 years, Mazi can be that dude, right? Maybe in 3 years, Mazi can be Matabuke, you know? Did y'all just see that? I went through the little numbers chart there. You know, maybe in 3 years, you know, Mazi can be that, you know. Because I don't think Ravens people are like, he sucked, Matabuke, you know, Justin Matabuke and them, you know. Right, you know, let Mazi eat. So Mazi on pace because he got him 1 sack this year, you know. So y'all watch out. Let Denzel say it in training day. You never know, you know.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
But what you got to do is continue to add pieces around. I'm just saying, but I'm going to be real with y'all. I ain't trying to wait 3 years. We can keep Mazi, but I ain't trying to wait the full 3. You see? So what's out there? You bring, if Christian Wilkins, I meant to say, or Matabuke is available, then you say, hey, Mazi, you can still develop. We'll add you in as a rotation piece, right? And we'll see what we can do. The time is now. Winfield. Antonio Winfield Jr., he's a safety. Would you rather have him. Nah, the Cowboys, I ain't going to entertain. The Cowboys ain't going to do that. That's 18.5, 74 million, 4-year deal. Nah. All right, let me see some possible guys that we can probably look at. What about Mike Evans? Wide receiver. What about Mike Evans, y'all? Wide receiver to pair him up with Lamb. What about him? He's 30 years of age. So, I mean, he's a Texas guy. Let me see what he did. He'll help Dak out in his contract year. 13 touchdowns, tied for first in the league. 1,255 yards, 79 receptions, 127 targets. It would alleviate some of the duties of CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks, I think he's on a 1 more year deal. This would be an upgrade. You can then shop or release Gallup. And then you could say, or should we say we like our guys and we can do it without Mike Evans? Let me know. Because we got a spot on this team that we probably need more than a wide receiver. Those are all, they're like DC Worldwide Media said, man, those are all pipe dreams. Yeah. I feel you on that. Matter of fact, you right, though. I'm going to give it to my guy right there. He's right, because he's 30 years of age. Give me Gabe. Somebody said Gabe, take a look at him, Law. What's his last name? Davis, right? He's available. Give me Gabe Davis, man. He's 24. See what Gabe Davis did this year, man. Give me Gabe Davis. He had 45 receptions, 7 touchdowns, 746 yards, 4 drops. That ain't bad out of all of those receptions. Passer rating when targeted 87.9. And I think he's a speedster. He's not a real route runner guy. He runs a Jay Lombardi said, F Gabe Davis, basically. No, keep Jalen Brooks. We got too many wide receivers. Gabe not good. 16.6 yards perception. Law, he can't get open. Yeah, he's a one route guy, 2 route guy, 1-2 route guy. All right, so let me just talk. All of that stuff, like y'all said, is just crazy talk, right? What can actually help this team would be a DJ Reader type of guy, a interior guy, maybe Leonard Williams, but these guys are 29, close to 30 years of age. Danielle Hunter, he's 29. I got one guy that I really like that I can see far as the future. And we can do away with all of that bull sugar stuff that's on linebacker. And he plays for Tampa Bay. His name is Devin White. He's only 25 years of age, ladies and gentlemen. Is that a choice? Devin White. Let me see what he did last season. He's a linebacker. He only gave you 53 solo tackles. That's terrible. 28 assists, 2 interceptions. And they giving him bad grades, y'all. Is he by name? And that's the only reason why we want him. LSU kid, he's 237. He'll be a weak side. He's 6 foot. Let me see what y'all say, man. What you want? What you want? Devin White here. He's been getting hurt a lot. and I don't even want to show y'all these little grades because it's terrible when you start seeing his run defense grade of a 30.8, and we really don't even use grades, but that's what they did. So he had 9 missed tackles. That's something that we can go back and watch. He had 3 sacks though. That's pretty good. 31 stops. That's okay. And 82.3 passer rating when allowed. I'm quite sure that all of those numbers from a PFF, we really don't go by those numbers, by the way. Probably speak glowingly of our guys that we had on our team. He was hurt, that's why. Okay, no on Devin White. Some of these guys, since I'm so involved with the Cowboys, some of these guys, there's free agencies. I have to dive back into their film or what have you to see what they can and can't do. And Cheeto Awuzie is available, y'all. Cheeto, do you bring Cheeto back for some Cheetos? All right, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry. All of those guys are free agents, man. Who do you bring back out of these groups? Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler. Any of these guys tickle y'all fancy with that? Would y'all like any of these boys right here? Patrick Queen. I think that Queen is going to get signed up. They projecting him a 5-year contract with an $18.5 million APY. Let's see. Hunter Henry. We good on tight ends. Dalton Schultz. Do you bring Dalton Schultz back? Dalton Schultz, man, come on back, man. I saw what you did in the playoffs, man. Come on, Schultz. Do you bring Schultz back? Do you bring Schultz back? Henry and Jacobs would be that. Henry is older. He's 30, man. Henry is old. He's long in the tooth, y'all. So those are things that we would have to look at as far as this free agency. And if y'all want to look at the list that I'm looking at, I think that CBS did a great job of showcasing this list. Just click on that link there, and it'll show you like all of the list right here of like all of the prominent players that we can go out and grab, and they graded them 1 through 50. And I was just looking at this list of players that they got. So for example, Chase Young, number 16 right here. And I think that the 49ers will figure out something to keep him there. DJ Reader, although he's 29 here, that's something that I'm kind of looking at. Kyle Duggar, I like Kyle Duggar. He's 27 though. I think he can still do something. He's still young in the National Football League. Trent Brown. There's some guys out here, man, that we David, if you want to bring him in, Levante David, he's 33. It's a long tooth for a linebacker, but, maybe you bring him around and say, hey, what can you tell these young guys? And he can be a bridge, a placeholder for those who we go out there and draft. I'm quite sure that the Cowboys, when we look at their drafting sheet here, let me see if I got it right here. When you look at their draft sheet right here, you can say to yourself, if the Cowboys try to, get anybody, it will be a situation whereas maybe with that 3rd pick in the draft, they may get a linebacker around that area or their 2nd round draft pick. And instead of throwing him out there, maybe you have a Levante David that can teach them the ropes a little bit. And you will have that opposed to the fish being so new. Tavonde Sweat, defensive lineman out of Texas. Yeah, Texas Rob, there'll be somebody nice. Is a quarterback available? Let me look at that list again. And trust me, the quarterback that's available on this list, you will have, of course, these are the notable ones. Kirk Cousins, and he's projected to be 39.6 APY, $118 million. Also, let me see his other, Jacoby Brissett. These quarterback rooms get real thin, man, when you start talking about quarterbacks in general out here. And I don't know if I can group it by positions. No, they don't let me. But I saw Jacoby Brissett name out there. Baker Mayfield. Would y'all want Baker Mayfield here? Would you want Baker Mayfield? Baker. No, I'm telling y'all, like right now, most people think that, well, some people think, man, Baker Mayfield, man, he's better than Dak. I don't know about that. System that he was in probably was better than what the system that we look like in the playoff. But don't y'all be having amnesia, man, and be prisoners of the moments, you know. Hey, man, give me Baker Mayfield, man. You know, give me Baker Mayfield over Dak, you know. Baker Mayfield, Trip Aces, is a 10-7 quarterback. Yeah. And then he's not gonna come over here for free. You know, he gonna wanna be the starter. That's how Baker Mayfield will probably look at it. But neither here nor there. The conversational pool is of the culture. And Campbell Toe, shout out to you. He says Dak misses Zeke and Baker is him. I feel y'all. I don't think that Dak necessarily missed Zeke. I think that this team collectively missed a running approach and a running style. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, I do have this right here to play. And this is going crazy on the X app. Over 100,000 people watch this. Shout out to my guy Ryan Mitchell for presenting this. And this is Marcus Spears on the Cowboys culture. And he spoke passionately about this. And let's listen to good old Marcus Spears. Hey, MJ, I know you don't like these type of subject lines, so you might want to close your ears.
I was fortunate enough to play for another organization after spending 8 years in Dallas. I went and played for the Baltimore Ravens, where Ozzie Newsome was the general manager. Harbaugh was the head coach, and I saw Steve Bisciotti twice in 8 months, okay? Stop telling me about coaches. The coach that coaches for Dallas comes in at a deficit. Wow. They come in with all of this stuff that they shouldn't have to deal with, that they got to focus on before they even start coaching football. So whether it's Pram or Mike McCarthy or Bill Belichick or Jesus, Jerry Jones is going to be there with the same type of culture that's being created, because it's being created by the guy that writes the checks. And he can do what he wants to do. I was fortunate enough to play.
All right, so Swaggo. He was spitting his mind, and for those who out there, when we were having these same conversations about culture, he got a point. MJ got a point too. Ultimately, the players got to play. But first and foremost, the things that make it acceptable comes from above, come from the top. And what Swagoo is saying basically is that it doesn't matter how much you move the furniture around on the Titanic. That ship is going down. You know, you can move the swing set on this side, you move the benches on that side of the Titanic, it's still going down. So you can move the furniture around all you want. But who's steering the ultimate ship is what Swaggo is saying. And when you have those type of approach to it, ladies and gentlemen, it's the truth. When Jerry Jones say, I would do anything, there's no amount of money that I would pay to get this team to the Super Bowl, and I'll do anything to get us there. He need to say, but, or accept me stepping down or me moving to the side. Because he would say, I would do anything to win a Super Bowl. He need to say, but step back. And don't give me this whole notion that, you know, Well, Jerry Jones is the general manager by title, but actually Will McClay is the general manager. Don't give me the duties without the title. Don't give me the position without my title. Now, you can still pay me that, but still don't do that to me, man. Because at the end of the day, if you are the true general manager, you have final say over the staff, over the coaching room, over the philosophy and the principles of players. You signed off on that. So that's why when you look at it from these perspectives, and I'm telling y'all 1,000 truth, and if y'all know any general managers, even in your areas, you know that that's the truth. Walmart got general managers. The dollar store got general managers, and they get paid well. But the bottom line, if they are not able to put proper people in there, right, as far as the staffing, then they get fired. The general manager covers all of that. So that's why when you go into businesses, that's why when you go into those businesses, you will see a sign out there saying under new management. Under new management. New owner. You know what I'm saying? It's the same business, same location, but they have a sign that say under new management, under new owner. And then you will go to that building and say, man, just last year, this place was a mess. But now I go to this place, everything is working. Everything is working properly. We got better staff. We got better commitment from the employees, right? I mean, God dog, man, I was in that store line forever last year. Now I go in, the aisles are clean. Everything is laser lined. Why? It's under new management. It's under a new GM. How come people can grasp concepts of that, but can't grasp the concepts of the Cowboys if we were to go under new management? Now, granted, old folks say, deal with the devil you know. There could be a percentage and a possibility under new management it could be worse. But the streak is right now 28 years of bad. Right now, people will probably accept, let's just see what it looked like, man. Come on, Jerry, can you just sit back, man? You're going to get all the credit anyway. Let me know. Look, for those who just now turned in or tuned in, let's listen to Swagoo one more time.
Organization. I was fortunate enough to play for another organization after spending 8 years in Dallas. I went and played for the Baltimore Ravens, where Ozzie Newsome was the general manager. Harbaugh was the head coach, and I saw Steve Bisciotti twice in 8 months. Okay? Stop telling me about coaches. The coach that coaches for Dallas comes in at a deficit. Wow. They come in with all of this stuff that they shouldn't have to deal with, that they got to focus on before they even start coaching football. So whether it's Pram or Mike McCarthy or Bill Belichick or Jesus, Jerry Jones is going to be there with the same type of culture that's being created, because it's being created by the guy that writes the checks. And he can do what he wants to do. I was fortunate.
Now, here's the truth right here. Here's the truth right here. He is not beating up Jerry Jones. He's giving you an account that he played for this team, and he was on this team for 8 years. Those are things that we as fans, we can't raise our hand and argue against that, right? He's talking from personal and playing experience. So we as fans, we can sit back and say, oh man, he lying. No. He played on the team, and it wasn't for 1 year, for 8 years. That's a long time. That's how long Dak been here, right? For 8 seasons. And then he talked about the fact that he went to another organization and he accounted for, he played on that team, and he was able to see the differences. there will be people to still argue otherwise and say that he don't know what he's talking about, and they never got a check from the Cowboys or nor played on the team. Never even spoken to Jerry Jones or never even seen Jerry Jones or never even been to the game. And there will be people on this app that will argue against you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way this app is too, by the way. There will be people like my guy Ryan R. I'm not beating up on you. He says blaming Jerry is a weak man's game and a scapegoat the players and the coaches. So he's saying that by you blaming Jerry Jones, Spears, that's a scapegoat for the players and coaches. He doesn't play. He doesn't call the plays. He didn't switch the defense from man to man or all to zone. Yes, Jerry signed the checks, but he does his end of the deal. The team failed again, so he said he does his end of the deal. Well, there's two people. There's Jerry, the owner, and there's also Jerry, the GM. So at some point, somebody need to get fired, bro. At the end of the day, because if that's the case in a scenario, the rules should be across the board. All 32 teams should have the same general manager for 29 years. Or all 32 teams shouldn't have a general manager. They should only have the owner, and the general manager should all be in one position. That should be the rule, if that's the case. General managers should not even be important. General managers means that they don't really matter. Do GM matters? They shouldn't matter, if that's the case. Because there's a prominent movie that I watched back in the days. Shout out to Robert Richard. Shout out to Samuel Jackson. The movie called Coach Carter. Let me see if I can find it over here. Coach Carter. Based off of a true story. True story. That this fellow right here saw a team that only won one game the previous year. And I know the dynamics is different because they don't have an owner on this particular situation. But they do have principals and people in charge over him. But by this coach alone took the same team, they only won one game, and they end up winning the championship or going all the way to the championship or what have you. Just like that, with the same players or less, with less players with less talent, and he was able to change the temperament and the culture of the people that was in that city, that was in that state, that was also in that high school, to the point that even the principal saw that the money, the remunerations coming in, and the players didn't hold up to their bargain. And by him being the coach that he is, he said, no, they would not play. I'll put chains on the gym. That's the only way they would start losing games, because they start forfeiting, because they couldn't play until they get their education up. Education up, not education. They had to get their education up, But he changed the culture because he put human beings in front of the brand. When it was time to get that bag, when it was time to get that money, he said, no, I'm going to make sure that I pour upon you guys some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to life. And he asked them, what is your deepest fear? He asked all of those guys, what's your deepest fear? But with this particular team, when it's time to put football in front of individual business, the individual business always come in front of football. Why? Because the identity of this team didn't take on the identity of the coach, nor the identity of the staff, but this team identity is the identity of Jerry Jones. That's why I got 53 brands, man. My goodness, man. Jesse, with that coming up with that slogan, he ought to coin it, But leadership is everything. And that's right, Jay Lombardi. What's your deepest fear? You know what I'm saying? Mitchell, what's your deepest fear on the Kick app? Rhonda, what's your deepest fear? You know, Deborah, what is your deepest fear? Ill Machine, what's your deepest fear? We ask these players, we should ask them, yeah, cease everything was a good slogan, but what's your deepest fear? What is your identity? Why do you play this game? Why do you, look, they should ask the guys, why do you want to win the division? What's the point of winning the division? So I can get home field advantage. So what's the point of playing at home? So you can walk out there with your nuts out, man. Excuse my French, ladies. So you can walk around and say, hey, this is my house, man. Ain't nobody going to come in here and move me around and bully me. That's why you want to get into the playoffs with the home field advantage. Hey, man, I'm gonna pick on a few players. Hey, man, we got this thing going, man. Hey, right now I'm locked in. It's playoff time. It will be no more tomorrow. I would love to be here, but man, I got to get my head in between these books right here. I got to look at this tape right quick. I got to find out. I need to know what Jordan Love is allergic of. I need to know, Aaron Jones. I need to know who his daddy name is. You know what I'm saying? Where he grew up at. I need to know every little thing. It's psychological warfare. I need to know what that offensive lineman, what his weakest points are, I need to know the tendencies of the wide receiver. Hey, man, I would love to do this, but, man, I got to do this right quick. I'm trying to win this game. Dak Prescott, hey, man, I would love to do this commercial right quick, man, but, man, right now, I got to be low. I got to be focused in. I can't give the ops nothing, man. Hey, why you wear that Louis Vuitton bag? Man, that's a personal reason why I got this Louis Vuitton bag. He don't have to give that information away of why he want to be motivated to be at Las Vegas because Louis V got Louis V or Louis V got LV initials. Why you do? No, you got to be close-lipped and don't give nobody nothing. No ammunition. Dak, why you threw that ball away and why you didn't force it to Brandon Cooks right there? Man, Brandon Cooks is about 5'9", man, and he's a crossing route, and the route was kind of sloppy. I just threw it away. Why? So we can live to fight another day. I can punt it from this side of the field, but if that ball is tipped up in the air and it's picked off right there, that gives them a short field. I can't give momentum back. When our run game was suffering and Tony Pollard not able to get the creases in the holes, I think that somebody on this team should have been like in the office with Jerry Jones. Hey, we like Tony Pollard, we like Rico, but we're going to have to get some more. We got to have better running approach to this game. We got to understand that, hey, I get it, but right now there's no fear. When we out there on the field, nobody fears our run. We got to figure out a way to have fear of the run on the game. The players should know this, not us fans beating on the table and doing all this crazy stuff. Oh, man, we need a better running game. The players should be in there. Hey, coach, I get it, we won, but down in the playoff time, this ain't going to be able to win in the playoff. And even the players themselves on the football side of the linebackers. Yeah, man, I'm 205 pounds, man. I may be good 2 years from now, but for right now, man, we barely scraping, man. You seen how they ran through us? Don't you think that every team in the National Football League looked at that Bills tape and said they're going to replicate that? We're going to see those things again in the playoffs? culture, man. Somebody got to sit there and say that, man. Somebody got to do it. If Jerry Jones refusing to do it and refusing to watch tape, or Will McClay, somebody got to do that. For example, this is a good coaching piece right here by Nick Saban. You got to be able to match personnel. You can't just simply say, play nickel on everything. And I love the way he finna break this down, ladies and gentlemen.
All the time. They want to play nickel all the time. They want to play nickel against regular, all right, because people get in regular and they try to make nickel formations. So they just say, well, we just play nickel all the time. Well, look, we played Notre Dame this year, and they played 3 tight ends. And people were still playing nickel, and they got 3 tight ends in the game. I mean, they were getting the line kicked out their ass now, all right, because there's just no way that you could hold up against all them big guys. Now, when we played them, I coached the Cleveland Browns when Irv Cross, Bavaro, and all these tight ends.
Listen to the old man speak.
That the New York Giants had when Parcells was there. And I was coaching with Belichick, and we used to practice against them, and they used to get 3 big guys, 270, 270, 280, in a 3-man wing. Right? And Frank Menenfield would be out there run support. And Bill said, this is not going to work. And I said, tell me about it. So we match personnel in the NFL. So if they got in 3 tight ends, all right, we had 3 DBs on the field. We put an extra linebacker in the game, and we had a whole package of what we did. We called it Hippo. So we played Hippo against Notre Dame, and their 3 tight ends, they didn't make nothing because we had big guys against big guys. Now, I still think we could have played regular people against those big, and we still practice regular all the time because I fear playing against somebody who can run the ball, may get and put a couple 3 tight ends in the game, and you don't have a regular package or a big people package that you can play. I've always, you got to be able to match personnel. You can't say, I'm going to be simple and we're going to play nickel against everything. That's just me.
What is wisdom? What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Can somebody put that down in the chat? What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? What's the difference? My guy says applications. I love that. Wisdom is the fear of the Lord. That's from a biblical aspect. I like that. Okay. Let's see if somebody gonna come up with the other answer. Okay. George says wisdom is experience. Knowledge is information. Wisdom equals proper applications of what you know, right? Knowledge is knowing. Wisdom is knowing when to use what you learn. Ooh, that's good philosophy there. Yeah. Rhonda says knowledge versus wisdom is what you are learned or elucidated, right? Wisdom is when you earn and utilizing it in a positive way, right? Yep. There's a certain king that said, hey, grant me wisdom. He could have said, grant me knowledge. You can be very knowledgeable of something, but wise of something. Wisdom is the total experience of knowledge. Yeah, so that is a situation there. So yeah, I turned my volume up even more. So is that better there? Is that better here? Yeah. So when we start talking about, let me see what I got here. Can y'all hear me better now? Can y'all hear me better now? Perfect. Wisdom is based on past failure / experience. Knowledge is only the study of something. I love it. Boy, we got some wise fans now. Boy, we got some people that know this stuff. So what happened here with Saban was saying basically, and this is a whole nother topic conversation because he wasn't asked about Dan Quinn, but he was just talking about personnels and matchups. So he said that it's okay. He could have ran nickel on every play. He could have. That's the operative word, could. But he know that down the line that you got to match personnel. Woo! Somebody ain't gonna like me here today. But slap your neighbor and tell him you got to know. And how do you know something? Because you already been through it, meaning that you now gain what? Wisdom. Woo! Come on with it, baby. Come on, man. Slap your neighbor and say, now I'm learning something, baby, and I'm going to apply it. I said, man, I never seen a dude with shades on preach something to me. So he said you got to have packages for all circumstances. You got to have those packages. You got to have those equipment. You got to be equipped with all of your tools. And when you go on into the playoff game, you got to have the ability to think that teams, when you play them in the playoff, is going to be the collective of the losses that you lost during the regular season, because that's how they beat you. All the Packers did, they said, all right, cool. I'm going to take a little piece from the Arizona game. I'm going to take a little piece from the Niners game. I'm going to take a little piece from the Bills game, and I'm going to use those three. And those three tapes, I'm going to study the opposition. And I'm going to study to see the weakest points of the Cowboys. And you got to be able to counter those things. When there's a video out there of Mike McCarthy with the play sheet like this, and he's going through the plays or what have you, and the guy paused that video, zoomed in, and showed him every single play that he'd like to do in certain situations and keys. So what you can do in that type of situation, you can always hoodwink and deceive those people by just putting a false sheet over it. He. They think that you are giving away the secrets, and normally what you're doing is just giving them the trap. It's cunning, but that's also being wise. I don't think the Cowboys are that clever. But collectively, for what Nick Saban is saying, basically, is that you knew that you had a 205, and I'm not beating up Marquise Bell because I think the world of him. I think that he played phenomenal this year. But if you knew that you was compromised in a certain spot on your team, why not have that shored up before you go into a playoff game? The Detroit Lions are doing something similar. That's why they picked up the phone. Zach Ertz, hey, we understand that you've been banged up here and there and you bounced around, this year. But we calling you in for a cup of coffee so that you can bring some wisdom to the team. It can be just preparations and being prepared. We know that you've been in these moments before, so let's just call him up. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. Were the Cowboys prepared? Nope. Who does the preparation? Coach. Who coaches the coaches? The general manager. Who hires the general manager? The owner. Oh, the owner and the general manager, the same person. When you have those two, you don't have the accountability. The whole point of the owner is to squeeze down on the general manager. The whole point of the general manager is to squeeze down on the coaches. The whole point of the coaches is to squeeze down on the players. Because what you ultimately want, Cowboy fans, ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening, is you want the mind of the coach on the field. You want the players to pick up and embody what the coach is thinking. So that's why when Jimmy said, I don't have an undisciplined team, because his mind is out there on the field. That's why when you see Jimmy Johnson, a third of the people that's watching right now will look down on him. But you look up to every word that he say, because he's not a big and statue guy. But he do have that accountability in his blood. Most of y'all, if you ever bump into Nick Saban, you will look down on him. He's 5'5", 5'6", but he'll put the fear of you know what in you. Let me know if I'm lying. Nick Saban will have a 6'8", 6'10" guy to his knees crying. He got wisdom and understanding of the game. So it's not about size. It's about the knowledge that you obtain and how you apply those things, man. And the Cowboys, they live on, oh, we'll be all right. We'll be okay. And you can't have that mindset. You got to have accountability. And if you don't have that, you'll have this right here.
I was fortunate enough to play for another organization after spending 8 years in Dallas. I went and played for the Baltimore Ravens, where Ozzie Newsome was the general manager. Harbaugh was the head coach, and I saw Steve Bisciotti twice in 8 months, okay? Stop telling me about coaches. The coach that coaches for Dallas comes in at a deficit. Wow. They come in with all of this stuff that they shouldn't have to deal with, that they got to focus on before they even start coaching football. So whether it's Pram or Mike McCarthy or Bill Belichick or Jesus, Jerry Jones is going to be there with the same type of culture that's being created, because it's being created by the guy that writes the checks. And he can do what he wants to do. I was fortunate enough to play.
I ain't hear not one lie from that man. The craziest thing of it all is that Jerry is a damn good person, man. He's a good parent. He's a good parent. And he's well loved. Quite sure Marcus Spears, he see Jerry, he gonna give him a hug and shake his hand. Not many leaves Jerry and say, oh, he's the problem. Because we all know that. He's a real good guy. He's the parent that give you ice cream at 11 and 12 o'clock at night. Curfew is 10:30. Dad, come on. Can I stay up? Come on. All right, buddy, you can stay up till 11. Okay. Thank you, Dad. And it's 11:05. You still up. Hey, Dad, can I have some ice cream? Nah, but I got a few in the fridge. Go ahead. And then when you get older in life, say, man, that's a good father right there. But there's another person that grew up right down the street. Dad, can I stay up this weekend at 10? No. Take your sleep. That guy grew up saying, hey, man, my father was a good father. Two different cultures. Two different situations. And there are things called empathy and sympathy. And I think that in this organization, there's a lot of empathy and sympathy, depending on which angle you want to take it from. Biggie B says, Lord, we need a coach that can establish a culture on top of a culture. You know, let that sink in. Ooh, baby, baby. You know, growing up, you know, I grew up with a stepfather. And we grew up on 4 acres of land. And he was stern. He was very stern. And I'll never forget, the riding lawnmower broke. It was 4 brothers. So all 4 of us had a piece of the land that we had to cut. Somebody had to trim around the house. Somebody had to trim the bushes and trees or what have you. And somebody had to do the push lawnmower. Or when it was time to rake, we had to rake or what have you. And I'll never forget, cut the hand. I was younger at the time, crying to my mom and said, hey, Mom, I cut my hand and I got a headache. She says, oh, baby, wrap that up. Mom was a nurse, so she would pour like this little alcohol mixed in with some other solutions to clean it out. Wrap it up and say, don't worry about it. You can cut the grass tomorrow. It can wait. Go to stepdad, show him that same cut on that hand. He said, boy, put some Band-Aids over there and get back out there and cut that yard, you know. He showed a little sympathy, but it was more empathy. Put a Band-Aid on it, cut the yard. It's good to have those balances there. But if I grew up my entire life with just a mom, it would have just been like, hey, every time I get ready to cut the yard, hey, I got a headache. Oh, hey, and I got a thumbnail thing, a little hangnail right here, you know. The culture is different here in Dallas. These players know how to circumvent the coaches. These players know how to do those things. It takes a balance. It takes from the top up down to the bottom. My guy, Mr. Wright, says, we all know that Dak isn't going anywhere. How can we fix him? Can we agree in the playoff he isn't the end all be all? Shoot, you ain't lying. Are we okay? Let the AI speak on it too.
Mr. Wright Antoine Myers $20. We all know Doc isn't going anywhere. How can we fix him? Can we agree in playoffs he isn't the end all be all? Are we okay with future contracts? Our D bail us out at this year's along with our offense.
The choking got to stop. You know how we fix that? When Dak Prescott throw a touchdown, there shouldn't be somebody saying, oh, shucks, oh, man, it's okay. Take this Tylenol, let's go to the bench, put a Band-Aid over it. No! Put that Band-Aid over it now and get back out there and go get me a touchdown. He needs stern coaching. When a player misses an assignment or a block, it shouldn't be, oh, shucks, we get him next time. No! Miss him nothing. I'll have you playing at Pelican Bay shoe program. That type of stuff need to be here in Dallas. I think that the Dallas Cowboys, we got the pieces, we just don't have the coaching. And the coaching is a situation that comes from above. And then on the pieces that we don't have, we's too busy saying we want to coddle everybody. Pull a string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet. I'm your puppet, baby. So when there's a problem and there's not enough packages in there, that come from the GM spot of it, or Will McClay or Jerry Jones, whoever. We raise the blade thin right now in his personnel department. And if the coach is putting their nuts on the line saying that, hey, that this guy 205 can get it done and he can't get it done, then that need to be heads rolling. Why are you embarrassing us? Don't y'all see the bigger picture now? But Law, it seems like our organization is okay with mistakes. We don't show emotions from the upper ups to talk to these players like men, but also be stern. Yeah. Have you ever seen, and I'm not picking at the ladies, though. I'm not picking at the ladies. I'm not picking at the ladies. Definitely not picking at the ladies. We love the ladies over here. I got to preface my statement when I say that. But have you ever seen a single parent and they mouth their eye off about don't hit my baby, don't hit my baby, don't hit my, that baby need to get hit. Where that switch? Go grab that switch. Don't hit my baby, little Pookie. What he do to you? He hit me. What did you say to him? I told him mind his damn business, and he hit me. And she don't say, well, what you doing talking to a grown man that way? What you done did to my baby? Your baby talking like a man, so I treat him like one. Don't counsel me, y'all. Please don't counsel me right now. I'm counseling Law Nation right now. The law against women, you know. But nah, man. I'm just telling y'all the real stuff, man. And that stuff can actually save some lives out here, man. These kids nowadays, you know, I seen a video earlier this week that a girl was in school. Shout out to all of the teachers. The teacher said, okay, hey, before class, turn your cell phones off and don't be on your phone. This girl pulled out her phone and was like, let me go to my TikTok and do my dance. And the teacher took her phone. She get mad and she maced the teacher. She fights, she swears up with the teacher. Cha. You know, come on. Where they do that at? And the teacher just taking blows. Yeah. And the teacher said, you know what? All right, cool. Since you want to take it that way, let me take all my stuff. And I gave them a 2-piece combo back. They get on the floor. Teacher get fired. The mama get mad. And she said, who hit my baby? Boy, sugar, your baby out there fighting people. Let that teacher swear. Give that teacher an award. Give that teacher a trophy, you know. Shoot, that teacher got hit up with mace and got beat up, scratched up for $28,000 a year. That's terrible, man. Come on, man. Shoot. Action Power says you can't receive stern coaching from a puppet, Law. You're right. That's why you hire people with their identity traits that is subject to being more beta than there are alphas. Who are the alpha coaches that we had? Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells. That's it. Wade Phillips got beta all over his brain and body. Shane Gator got beta, man. Dave Campo, he probably was an alpha beta. Dave Campo can coach the draws off of doggone defense. Or the socks off of defense, pause. You know, that's an old saying. Tom Landry, yeah, alpha. To a degree, and I know I get pushed back on this. Barry Switzer, Hall of Fame level coach in college. Look up his resume. Barry Switzer, I can't put beta on Barry. Barry it wasn't Barry's fault. Barry, like, you gonna put money on the table, I'm gonna take it. But come on, Jerry. Barry at least said that, come on, man, y'all can't get this stuff together. Come on, Jimmy, you can't get back right with Jerry. Come on, y'all got a good thing going here, man. Y'all got a good thing going here. Oh, okay. You just want me to. Can you? Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I coach this team now, Jerry, but y'all got to get this stuff together. Jerry done paid me. All this money. I get a chance to coach. Troy, Emmett. Shoot, I do it though. Y'all got to get that stuff together, man. Y'all got to get this stuff together. All right, come on, coach. Y'all know how that went. Yeah. And G, so over it, JB, I know y'all would have did the same thing, man. Come on, man, you know. Yes, indeed, man. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Yes, indeed. And Michael Irvin, oh, okay. Nate Newton. Larry Allen, okay, I see what I can do now. Yeah. That boy, he said, Barry would get drunk, be on the sideline. You think I passed out? Barry be on the sideline. He'll bring a whole gun in the airport and be like, oh my goodness, I forgot. Hey, I got a gun with me. Yes, indeed. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Barry, Hall of Fame. You know. Yes, indeed. Give Jimmy Johnson, Dion, and them. Shoot. He would have won 3 more rings, man. We'd at least had 7 rings with Jimmy, at least, minimum. However many rings that Bill Belichick had, I think Jimmy would have had at least one more than he did. If they'd have stuck together. Because at one point they were the youngest team. Eric Williams, all of them, you know. Yeah, so Seabass said, I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Yeah. And I look at even Mike McCarthy. I'm not going to call that man beta, but he's more of like an alpha beta. But I don't just see that tenacity out of him in his coaching. He's too stoic to me. He's too reserved to me in certain things. Now he probably go into those meetings and things like that and move stuff around. But I don't think that Mike McCarthy is as comfortable as he was in his earlier days of Green Bay. I used to see Mike McCarthy with the full beard go in at Aaron Rodgers. He would never do that to Dak now. Shoot. Yeah, Mike would never. He would never charge Dak up like he did Aaron. No, he would never do that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, he's more of a docile now, though, you know. Let me see if I can find it. He would never. This dude, Manchurian candidate. Let me see, boom. See this right here? He would never. How many times you seen Mike like this charged up on the sideline? It was another clip, I couldn't find it. He charged Aaron Rodgers like, look at that dude. Look at that back pedal right there. Boy, that boy shoot. Prime don't got nothing on that 2-1 right there. Look at that back pedal right there. Yeah, what happened if Mike McCarthy would have grabbed him? That dude, look at that back pedal. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as you take a deeper look at this official. I wish that any time last season, if Mike would have charged any of those officials like that, I would have said keep Mike for 10 years. That ain't the same Mike McCarthy, man. Look at that energy. I mean, look at the exuberance that he have right over here, man. Look at that back pedal by the official. Hey, low key, y'all can't see how he swiped. You see the brother hand right there to the far left or right? He gonna get that hand. Get that hand up off me. Get that hand up off me. Let me at him. Let me at him. Let me at him. Yeah. Shoot. I think that we as fans that put in hard-earned time, money into this game of watching, we would have gave Mike McCarthy the benefit of the doubt if he would have did that at least one time this year on the sideline. At least if a quarterback throws an INT or if a running back fumbles or somebody do something crazy, we as fans would at least love to see that one time. One time. Just come on, man. Just give us something, man. But the only time this last game we saw that was Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was trying to coach from the sideline way up there in somebody's studio. Talking about we can win this game. Had a heart of a lion. Gave the greatest speech that no one heard on the team. Nobody heard that team. I was sitting there thinking that, man, maybe if the Cowboys can just play that loop of audio in the locker room, and if somebody can hear some of that passion spill out, maybe they can just make a play in the second half. But somebody asked me, what happened to this Mike, though, man? Where he at, though, man? Can somebody find this dude? Come on, man. Anybody. Can y'all find that Mike?
All of those things are true. But the flip side is, no matter how great you are, wearing a Dallas Cowboy uniform, even I have to admit, brings you marketability and allows you to make additional dollars off the court, off the field rather. So I get that. But let me get back to the bigger point here, which is this. Dallas Cowboy fans, it's your fault. You brought this on yourself. You see, let me tell you a little secret, because I'm tired of being right, because I've been right for 29 straight years, so I've been rubbing it on y'all long enough. I'm going to give you a reprieve, and I'm going to give you some little insight. Mm-hmm. You see, those are human beings who play for you. Human beings with egos who either respond to pressure or succumb to it. Some are made for it. I ain't worried about no Micah Parsons. I don't care about he didn't have a sack or anything like that. When you double and triple teaming, then what the hell you expect? But I know that brother's a rough rider. I know he's something special. When Trayvon Diggs comes back, that's going to elevate your secondary even more. And you won't see Stephon Gilmore getting burned like he did against Green Bay. That's true, too.
I hate to play the rest of this, but from the mouth of the enemy, he knows more about the flaws of this team that he finna bestow upon everybody that's in this organization. Better than the coaches. And that's a problem. Be ready to listen. Just listen. He's gonna echo the same things that we've been saying that they didn't make the adjustments to.
And the rest of this chance, yes, we know that Dallas needs to get more size at the linebacker spot, because we know when you penetrate the initial line of defense, their secondary is relatively short, very fast, okay, very fast, very athletic, but not a lot of girth, which means you can ground and pound them.
Pause.
And if you ground and pound them, they got to stack the line. When they stack the line, it depletes their secondary. When your secondary is depleted, you can take advantage of it, which is what Green Bay did, led by Jordan Love. And Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo Dobbs? Along with Christian Watson and others. We know this. But here's what I was trying to tell y'all about the Dallas Cowboy fan base, which plays into my hand like a bunch of puppets. You feel the pressure because you remember the 5 Super Bowls you got. The Roger Staubachs of the world, the Troy Aikmans of the world, the Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smiths of the world, primetime Deion Sanders of the world, people like that, Charles Daly and Charles Haley and all those other. Yeah, I get all of that. You remember that. All I do is remind you. It's gonna make you sweat a little bit. It's gonna make you shiver and panic a little bit. It's gonna build the anxiety. And you're gonna put that on the players. And then they're gonna fold like cheap tents when it counts most. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. I've gotten to the point where I've gotten bored with being right. You play right into my hands every time. Did you notice weeks ago when I sat up there and said, Cowboys might be the best team in the NFC? You really think I meant that? You really think I meant that? Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. You understand? I told you. I said, hey, this is what's gonna happen. That same fan base that passes gas and tells the world it's perfume, that same fan base that'll sit up there and spit in your face and tell you it's rain, is that same fan base. All you gotta do is say, I see greatness. And they're gonna go like this, yeah, we gonna win the Super Bowl, we gonna win the Super Bowl. And those expectations are too much for the personnel to handle. You don't have a bell cow at the running back spot. You got an elusive running back in Tony Pollard who's relatively small and can't handle the workload. You got a stud in CeeDee Lamb. You know what the problem with that is? Where's your number 2? I know it was supposed to be Brandon Cooks, but we know Dak Prescott ain't gonna target him when times get tight. He's gonna look for his number 1 option. You got Ferguson at your tight end spot. You understand? Who's pretty damn good, and I get all of that. But when you don't have a running game to worry about, you get to key on routes in between the seams because Dak ain't gonna try to take those chances, so he gonna try to go wide right or wide left to CeeDee Lamb. Ain't gonna work. And oh, by the way, Michael Gallup's on the squad too. But more importantly than anything else, you don't have the size. You played right into my hands.
That boy didn't say not one lie yet. And I hate that he's right. If the enemy can point out your weakness and laugh at you and tell you, yeah, you good. Yeah, you're the number 1 team in the NFC. Yeah, I pick you to go all the way. But they are waiting for you to fall. You see, there was a story called Cinderella. Although Cinderella originally lived in the palace, in the castle, really belonged to her. Cinderella had to work. She had to earn for her food, although the castle belongs to her. Although her mom passed away, and I'm telling y'all Disney stories because I guess you can say that this is a Disney character named Stephen A. Smith. I would say this, ladies and gentlemen. Haters will force you to work 3 to 4 times harder. They will put you in boxes. They will put dirt all over your name. And what Cinderella did with the few crumbs that she had when they announced that they finna have this ball, they finna have this gathering, they finna have this beautiful dance for this new king to come into town. She took scraps. She took the things that was left, thrown away, and made a dress. And the haters was already getting ready to go. But the whole room paused and stopped and watched Cinderella come down. Y'all can tell I got daughters. And her dress that she created out of nothing and they knew her potentials. How many haters out there that knows your potentials? Know how good you are. Know how great that you got things going on, but still will tear you down because they don't want to see you shine. They saw her and they saw what they had on and they got jealous. They ripped it apart, didn't they? And they said, you thought you were going to this ball, girl? You better go wash those dishes, clean the floor, Cinderella, Cinderella, you know. The expectations for them were they gonna go with the nice garments on and win over the king or prince at that time. Cinderella was crying and all battered and bruised, and the fairy godmother came and said, all right, I'll grant you this one wish. You can go to the ball. I'll give you a nice garment. I'll give you a nice outfit. And in order for the Cowboys to get to that ball, back to the Super Bowl, we need a fairy godmother. That's what I figured out. Can we get one of them?
I knew it. All I had to do was praise y'all. And y'all would get your hopes up and come crashing down like a damn bag of bricks. And that's exactly what you did. And now, to tip the scales even more, you've turned on each other. You got the mamas involved. You got the brothers involved. I mean, Terrence Parsons Jr., what you doing saying something like that? You know better. Michael Parsons is his own man with his own podcast, his own outlet. You know he's absolutely right. You know he's absolutely right. He ain't scared to say what he want to say. But you spoke anyway, because you're frustrated, because you're a Cowboy fan and you're disgusted with the organization, because they're not giving him the parts that he needs, right? Tell the truth. If you're going to speak, Terrence Parsons Jr., tell the truth. Y'all don't believe in Dak, don't you? Ain't that true? Didn't I tell you it was true? And why does Stephen A. have the right to say this? Because I told you. Before the season began, I told you all of them was in Vegas. I told you the Cowboys were everywhere, including Jerry Jones. Everybody was supremely confident, except for when it came to the quarterback. They expected to produce against everybody else. They hoped they would produce versus, or hoped they would produce with Dak Prescott, I'm sorry. They were never secure. They were never confident. They know that when times get rough and clutch, palms get sweaty, asses get tight. And somehow, some way, you're gonna have rough riders who stand up to the challenge and they ready to roll. You're gonna have others who fade and fold. The kind whose brother ultimately reaches out to the public after sticking out his chest for years, wanting his brother to get paid and wanting his brother to be recognized and wanting his brother to be appreciated. Now that your brother didn't show up, Tad, here you are bitching and moaning about how the fan base getting on him. I thought he was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I thought. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So, this man done brought up Dak's brother. I didn't play it all the way to the end, Ryan. So you sent me this. All right, so I'm going to tell y'all this right here. As a person who do have brothers, right? And a person that will support my brother. And I know my brother, he'll go to the edge of the earth for me as far as my Cowboys content, Law Nation Sports. And he's not even a Cowboy fan, right? He'll go to the edge of the earth to support me, right? We've been doing these type of conversations before I even became a social content creator. I'm quite sure that Tad, looking at his younger brother Dak, and he will go to the edge of the earth to protect his brother too. That's life. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, right? So I'm quite sure by this time, Tad probably responded to Stephen A. Smith. But I don't blame Tad for being an advocate for his brother. And that's all he got. I'm not even a brother of Dak Prescott. But I can tell you that I got hatred sent my way. I can tell you what my DMs looked like in 2016 and 17. Where people done put out death threats, crazy stuff, when I see you type of stuff. And I don't have no paycheck from the Cowboys nor Dak Prescott and his people. No influences. I just call a spade a spade. I don't even pick sides. But I can tell you that there's a great deal of pressure when you play with that silver and blue and the star on the side of your helmet. And I can tell you that sometimes you got to step back, count to 10 and 20 with certain people. And I bumped into Tad multitudes of times. I did. Many of times we had conversations. I even talked to the dad, me and my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports. And they gave us their thoughts and their feelings about this team. Most of it's good, but a third of it is a situation whereas you do have the negative big antitrust in that dude that wears 4. Yes, he's the first quarterback to ever be franchise tagged in the Cowboys' history. Not once, he was tagged twice. The man haven't got a chance to see the open market. It's not his fault. But if the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network, yes, they seen other quarterbacks to have bad and worse times. We in the NFC, AFC championship games. And guess what? They still talking about the Dallas Cowboys. One can argue and say, yeah, that just come with the territory. But we at an all-time height that everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie got a podcast. So it's more and more information, more and more news, more and more people trying to get fame. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. You're stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. That's Stephen A. Smith on his free time talking about the Cowboys and the drama for your mama that's going on. It's even harder to block out the North. Hey, block out the North. You can't turn to Disney and they ain't talking about the Cowboys. Everywhere, 3-ladder, 4-ladder network, you turn it on Twitter, you turn it on Instagram, you gonna see somebody talking about the boys. I'm not giving Dak Prescott a pass, no. But the reality of it is that the culture is here in Dallas and it's going to stay. Why? Because you got somebody with their hand out and they getting paid regardless. When they could have been put out the fire and say, that's my quarterback right there. I trust him. I believe in him. Hey, I don't have to put him on a franchise tag twice. That's going to hurt the team collectively. That money that we put out there for that 1 year, it can't be prorated, stretched out, and spread out. No, I got to go ahead and go with my heart. Or my soul or sinew. But when you have things that you're going to do like this with, it's harder because at the end of the day, it's a complete team effort, not an individual. But somehow they made it an individual thing. Dak Prescott can't. There should be a t-shirt. Dak Prescott can't. C-A-N''T. everybody else can. Josh Allen can. What they got to do is bring in another wide receiver. What they got to do is bring him a better running game. C.J. Stroud can. Next year, bring in a better running back for him. Maybe add more to that defense. Deshaun Watson can. Move him to another team. Tell him he can't go to a massage parlor. Don't leave him one-on-one with a lady. No. Baker Mayfield can. Joe Burrows can. Matthew Stafford can. Everybody else can. But the Cowboys can't. I was talking to a fella before we went live, and we was talking about Green Bay in general. And he was saying, you know what, outside of gunslinging, he said, shout out to Rogue Shop too, by the way. He said that basically, you know who Dak Prescott remind me of? I said, who? He said, he remind me of Brett Favre. I said, no way, man. He ain't Brett Favre. He ain't that dude, Brett Favre was a gunslinger. He said, yeah, I get that part of it. But think about it on how Brett Favre was able to win his Super Bowl. And I said, okay, talk to me. He said, they had to get a juggernaut defense and put that on that side. And he was talking about Reggie White. He was talking about Brown that was down inside, Big Boy Brown, Leroy Butler. He started talking about some of the pieces. And he said, they even had Dorsey Levens that year. Antonio Freeman and all of those boys as wide receivers. He had a loaded team. And I said, yeah, man, he also had Desmond Howard. You remember him? He said, nah, Desmond Howard was on that team. And then he looked up to Google and he said, yo, he had Desmond Howard. He said Dak is that same type of guy that get to the playoffs. And if you're going to only lean on him, you ain't going to win the game. Brett Favre was the same way. And he grew up not being a Cowboys fan, but he was just seeing it from the outside looking in. So how come you got one of the better throwers of the ball, a Hall of Fame guy, Brett Favre, and he couldn't do it by himself? He had to have Dorsey Levens. He had to have that type of kind of defense. He had to have a Desmond Howard. Y'all know who Desmond Howard was? Y'all know what he used to do off of a kickoff and punt return? That dude would take it to the crib. But why and how come we look at the Cowboys and we would think that any of our teams in the last 8 seasons were in the kind of caliber even of that team? Or any of those teams were in the kind of caliber of teams collectively that's the last 4 remaining now? I had somebody to hit me up and say, hey, Law, think about it. We're the number 1 team in our division. These are just excuses. And I get that. So you pick up Dak and you move another quarterback here. Wouldn't we still talk about we need help at run game? Or this run game was just spectacular? Or this offensive line was spectacular? Would we say that, hey, would we still need help at linebacker? Well, we would be the first team ever in the NFL history to win with the spare parts that we have on this particular defensive side of the coin. Still would need help. So my thing is, when we talk about Dak Prescott, I get it. It's his last year. And I'm to the point that at this point in my time of being a Cowboy fan, because I'm more of a Cowboy fan than individual fans, when he's gone, I might have I might have champagne bottles and wish nothing but the best for the fella. So we don't have to just talk about him. So we can start beating up the next quarterback. And then y'all sit back and say, it's that quarterback trash. I can't wait. Because it's the same situation even with the first quarterback, the other one, that wears 9 on his back. Some of my biggest fights were against people that said that Phillip Rivers was better than Tony. I said, nah, man, he ain't better than Tony. When people said Drew Brees was better than Tony, I said, nah, man, look at Drew Brees. Look how he got all of this help. I just wasn't on YouTube at the time. Drew Brees got a better coach. He got Sean Payton. Well, my quarterback never went 7-9. I used to fight people. Nah, man, I'll take Tony Romo over Big Ben Roethlisberger. But they had a better system, a better team. It's just what it is, y'all.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
We are a total sum of what's happening around of being short-sighted. There are people watching this channel right now that don't, man, I'm gonna beat up on the man a little bit. They don't know how to change an oil. Don't know how to change the oil in the car they drive. Don't know how to flush out a radiator. For damn sure recall 911 to change a flat. Because everything in life, they are so used to things that's being given to them without working for it. Without seeing down the line, knowing they need to know that owning an automobile is more than just putting gas in it. And running an organization like the Jones family been doing is more than in the free agency. Oh, we got Brandon Cooks. Some people gonna miss this. They're gonna hit them 10 to 15 years from now. Oh, we got Brandon Cooks. Oh, we got Stephon Gilmore. Let's go get this Super Bowl. Oh, man, I got Mike McCarthy. He won a Super Bowl before. Oh, I got Dan Quinn. Oh, man, he was on a Super Bowl team. He took the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl. We gonna win a Super Bowl. When the engine light is on, they continue to drive their vehicle and say, well, I put gas in it. I thought that their engine light was on just to keep the button warm over there. I don't need to go take it for his checkups. It won't happen again. I'm just gonna drive a little slower this time. There will be signs and wonders that let you know that the car's missing and shaking. Can't even pull up a hill, but they are satisfied. You see, there was no issues with this. Stopping the run, week 3. Look at what we did the very next week. We okay. We don't need to go into this free agent pool. We don't need to do any trade before trade deadline. We okay. Won't you take that equipment and plug it in and disalarm that engine check light? Do it right now. Okay. we had never completed the full answer for our linebacker deficit. That's just what it is. Tire pressure light on. It's okay, man. It's okay. I got a donut in the back. That's what the donut's for. No. Put some air in the tire. Oh, man, we okay. We like our guys. And then somebody going to argue, well, we did go 12-5, Law. We were winning games. Some people, it won't hit them to 5-10 years from now. Tony Pollard haven't had 100 yards rushing since week 3, and we lost that game. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need a power back. We winning games. We them boys. Look at the final score, Law. We like our guys. At least he's better than what we seen last year. That's what we do too. It's okay. $150, man. Got $395 watching. Hit that like, share this content. We got Micah Parsons. We drafted him to play linebacker, but look what he's doing on the edge. Well, why you draft Sam Williams? That's okay. We got Micah Parsons. Well, why you got Dante Fowler? That's okay. We got Micah Parsons. But you got a hole in the middle of the field. That's okay. We got Micah Parsons. We winning games. He got 13 sacks. Why you drafted Sam Williams? Oh, he's a knucklehead. Well, who?
There are 3 participants in the conference.
If he's a knucklehead, then who's coaching him? Who's doing corrective actions, man? Phone lines are brought to you by Rogue Shop. Be sure to check out rogueshop.com. We have unbelievable merchandise there for your purchase. We got B12. Oh, man, you take this, give you all types of energy. Be sure to check out rogueshop.com. Utilize the code LAW for percentage off of what you get. Can y'all hear me now? I had to pull that mic down a little bit. What about now? What about now? Every time I open up that phone line. What about now? Can y'all hear me better now? All right. I got Glenn Law. I hope you got good ears, man. From the 202, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Rogue Shop. You in the house, man. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Law? Thanks for taking the call as usual. Great show, great content. Really appreciate you keeping the spirits up, man, because I got to tell you, it's been a rough couple weeks, man. It's just been absolutely, I never in a million years thought we would be where we are. So, There's a riddle, and Mike McCarthy has to solve the riddle. And it looks like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like we're not making any changes to the coaching, well, at least to the offensive and defensive coordinator, unless Dan Quinn gets another job. He's back, and unless Mike McCarthy, and it looks like Mike McCarthy is going to be here. So if we're not making changes there, and it looks like they're going to keep Dak, although I'd be in favor of a sign and trade, but that's probably a discussion that's not being seriously contemplated. The question is, how do we solve the riddle? Here are my thoughts, and I want to get yours.
Okay.
I think what McCarthy's going to have to do is fix this run game. And the way to fix it, to me, is to take one of these run game coordinators off of the staff of either Detroit, San Francisco, Green Bay, or Miami. One of these teams who specializes in pulls, traps, sweeps, etc. And that also gives you the same play-action looks that's married to the running game. I think McCarthy just can't figure it out on his own, so we need the outside influence, and the only way to get that without moving on from McCarthy is to take a run game coordinator from one of those teams and make him our offensive coordinator so that we can implement those principles.
Well. Here's the thing, though. Most people want insurance before they move all the way across town, right? And you're talking about moving across state with no foreseeable or foreseeable future. So they're going to have an open promise that in the event that Mike McCarthy is not here, that they will be the next coach. Because if I'm Ben Johnson, or if even I'm Bobby Slowick, or whoever it may be, why will I go across country or across state to a spot where I got a coach who's at his final year of his contract, and the Cowboys not giving us the notion that they will keep him, even if the Cowboys start off 0-3, 0-4, would they still keep him? And they might do a whole fire sale, and now to move everybody into this state and city that, hey, I have to move again. So I think that in this time, you look Schottenheimer in the eye and say, okay, can you at least call the plays? Let Mike McCarthy be the coach, and we'll run it back that way, since he should know all of the plays in these sorts of things. I think that will be the proper way, because I couldn't get you to move all the way across state for a 1-year deal for a temp.
Even if it's a promotion, and I don't know the intricacies of the rules, but let's say you're a run game coordinator, and you say, hey, look, you'll be offensive coordinator. It's a promotion, but I guess to your point, you're saying they would still need some assurance that it's going to be more than a 1-year deal. Is that the issue?
Yeah, you're going to have something that's in writing or some type of agreement, spit handshake or something like that, because you're talking about moving your whole entire family for a maybe, and sometimes it takes a year or so before programs are being built. And right now, this is on faulty ground right here. You got Jeff Blasco, who was here last year. That was his first year coaching up the running backs. And then you have Sirianni, who been bounced around from team to team, who started his career coaching here 30, 40 years ago. And now, he's shaky ground. So there's not a lot of stern, concrete evidence as far as grounding with Mike McCarthy and joining his administration, on his final year out. I just don't see the logics of it outside of rolling with the guys that's already in house.
So it's like these guys. I mean, again, these are. I'm sure these are smart guys. They're watching the game just like we're watching the game.
True.
Right?
True.
Every team has talent. We've got at least as good as or equal to talent to some of the teams that have been playing in the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So why doesn't our run scheme it doesn't look clean? I was watching Skywalker Steel show this morning,
right?
And one of the things that I was thinking is like our run blocking, it just doesn't look clean. It should look like an orchestra.
Right.
Like the really good offensive linemen, there's a whole lot of action happening, and it seems like we can't do it. And when we try to do it, it doesn't look clean. So now I can't run the ball. Now I'm a one-trick pony. Tony Pollard doesn't look good. So we're asking Dak to be a superhero. Well, I don't want that. And so I just want to know, why can't our guys figure it out? Well, that's what I'm having a hard time with. You guys can't figure that out.
We are in that sweet spot because Mike McCarthy been here for what, 4 years now, going on 5th year, 4 years, something like that. And this is his second year calling plays. This is his first year. This will be his second year now, going into the year with Jeff Blasco. Second year going in with Mike Solari. So those are a lot of gray areas there. So my only thing would be is, okay, these are the things that worked. These are the things that didn't work. And if they go back and if they honestly look back at the tape, they'll say, okay, when we motion better or when we motion more, these were winnable situations. Schottenheimer, can we just take all of the positive things that we did last year and work on those things? Keep in mind, this year, or this past season, since we in that middle spot, remember, he said that, okay, all right, we're going to keep 70% of Kellen Moore stuff because we don't want to do an overhaul and keep 30% and do new 30% stuff. So hopefully this year it'll be 50-50 or 60-40 instead of 70-30. So that's how I got to look at it. And they die off all of the Kellen Moore philosophies and principles. But they had to know this coming in to that season last year, and they got to know that in the final year that he gonna have to make a miracle for this year. He can't bring in nobody new. He got to bring, if he bringing in somebody new altogether, then that's gonna have to be an ultimate trust. And he don't have that on a new guy, right? You know, he don't have that on a new guy. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like all of the above answers that were provided on this test or this riddle law, I feel like they're all bad answers. I don't like it.
Bad.
That's all I gotta say. I don't like it. So I'll keep listening.
Appreciate you, man.
I'll keep listening.
Yo,
thanks.
No doubt. And even from a biblical aspect, no one stitches on new fabric to old fabric, right? And say, okay, wear that. It would tether away. Nobody pour old wine into new wine or new wine into old wine bottles or skin. You'll bust, right? So that's where we at. That's just knowledge 101, wisdom 101. And we are expecting that to happen. When they say rip the Band-Aid off, that's literally what it is. You got to rip the Band-Aid off. And even if you get shot by a bullet, you can't just sew that up. You're going to have to extract the bullet first. But you got to make sure it didn't hit any vital organs, right? So the Cowboys, what they did was they said, okay, for this season right here, let's keep the bullet inside and put a Band-Aid over it. They didn't even stitch it up, right? And I'm quite sure that Dan Quinn, he had multiple offers right now because he's been on his second interview twice this week. So if Dan Quinn don't leave, then I don't foresee a new defensive coordinator coming in from the outside in. I just don't see that. Because we got to understand the nature on how the Cowboys move. They love to hire from within. Right? They got rid of Monty Kiffin, you know. And they said, okay, Rob Marinelli, let's bring in another older guy. They got to bring in people that they trust. I think Monty and Rob, they ran kind of like the same system of philosophies and principles. Then when they try to bring in a new fish to bring in some new, Chris Richard, who runs a cover 3 scheme and a cover 1 scheme, they try to convert him into running the Tampa 2. And then when he got animated on the sideline, they said, hey, we don't like that around here, brother. No. We want you to act a certain way on the sideline. We America's team, Jack. They gilded Chris Richard They sullied. They took his man parts away from him. He never been the same since then. Y'all remember how animated he was? They don't like that. Let me know if I'm lying. I bet you if Chris Richard would have went to the Ravens or something, hey man, keep that energy, man. Yeah. Ray Lewis would have been jumping down, saying, look, let me get on the field. Let me get into the face of the people, you know. And so the opposing teams and stuff like that, they love that there. They don't love that here. I got my guy from the 409 Point Dexter, man. You live. Talk to me.
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time coming. But I know
man.
change gonna come. Go ahead.
Where do we go from here? How do we dry the tears? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to revamp this defense. First of the year, we said we was gonna go as the defense went. The defense went down, and we didn't go anywhere. Dak does not win championships. Defense wins championships.
Oh yeah.
We have to do something to revamp this defense. I don't know if it's coaching, scheming, or getting us on linebackers playing a 5-2 or something, but we need to do something with this defense. History tells you that, you know, first Super Bowl they won, they held Miami to 3 points. Defense held them to 3 points.
Yeah.
First Super Bowl they won in the 90s, they got them 8 turnovers in the game.
Yeah.
We were saying that the team needs to start fast. None of these teams really started fast, but the defense kept them in the game. If you remember the second Super Bowl, they was down at halftime. And my boy James
Washington, yeah.
We got to get out here and make a play. And the first thing he do is recover a fumble and run it back 48 yards.
Yeah.
So defense wins championship. So we have to do something with this defense. If it's saying start a training camp, Michael Parsons, you're going to be a linebacker, and we're going to use you on the edge in obvious passing situations. If it's going to be, we got so many defensive ends and stuff, something going to have to give. I don't know about who's a free agent and who might be picked up. You know, we have like all 4 players. So, you know, I don't know of any team that might be courting some of the players that we have now. Now, you know, it's always a transition after every year in this age, free agency and stuff and everything like that.
Right.
So it might not be the exact same team that we had last year. But we do need that running back. You know, if I talk to Derrick Henry, I would ask you, remember when the Giants had that big boy Jacobs?
Yeah.
He was less long too. Yeah, but he was not the feature back. He was a switch up from Tiki Barber. If you tell Derrick Henry, hey man, look, if you want to win, this is the place to be. You're not gonna get 25 carries. You're not gonna get 30 carries. But when we need you, we gonna use you. If you keep Tony Pollard, then you got that 1-2 punch. You can let them split rushes. But the thing is that does Derrick Henry want to come to win? You have to ask that when you bringing in people. The first thing you have to ask.
Well. Derrick Henry got him a condo right here in Dallas. He works out with Sanders Fit every year during the off season, and he loves Dallas. You know, but here's the thing. That the Cowboys always look to will and deal. Like DeAndre Hopkins, you know, even though he talked bad about, you know, well, he didn't talk glowingly of the quarterback, but he was still waiting. He said he never even got the phone call, you know. But the thing is, the Cowboys, the only thing that I will say with the Cowboys, that it got to be their ideal first. They don't like it when someone else say, hey, they beat him to the punch. Like somebody step back, rub their chin and say, hey, Jerry, it would be nice if we had some curtains up there so when the sun shoot through there, you know, that it'll block out some of the sunlight, you know, on certain days since you built the stadium the wrong way. But if it was Jerry Jones' idea first, he'd have stars on the curtains and everything. But by it being somebody's idea first, he like, nah. I think it's advantage to us. Yeah, you like to have the God had that sun out there way before, the stadium was even built. Well, why don't build it that way then? It cost us a playoff game, But that's just how it is. That's how we move, Point Dexter. You know how it goes. But, hey, I got this line longer than Shaq feet. Do you have any other point before I let you roll?
No, the point is that I love you. Take care of that family. I know you said the COVID hit you and whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you in a while. But, hey, man, keep your head up. I'm always praying for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're always going through something. But you keep bringing that content, man. You keep that energy. Even after a devastating loss, it's hard for you to get up here because you love the team like I love the team. It ain't about the players. We love the star. We love cheering for the Dallas Cowboys, just like anybody else. All those people talking about, oh, I'm going to throw away my jersey. Oh, I'm through with the team. They'll be back next year. This is what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do, man.
This is what we do. Hey, man, have a blessed day.
No doubt, man. Yes, indeed. I can't imagine what a woman will go through when they giving a child. I know all of the processes of making a child is probably fun, right? It's fun, But birthing the child, that's a lot of pain, I heard. They said it's like 100 bones being crushed at once. But once that child hear that baby cry, they say the cry of the child when it come out of the triple darkness of the womb, the woman forget all about that pain that she done went through because she birthed something new, So every year we have fun during the draft time, baby. We do. We have fun making that baby. We do, don't we? We have a lot of fun. And then there's a lot of pain at the end. Yeah, it's a cycle, man. It's a circle of life, baby. And we feel all of those pain, the bones being crushed. And now when the baby is born, we rejoice and we have a great time. We forget all about the pain. That's a cycle of a Cowboy fan, too, by the way. Yes, indeed. Y'all know exactly what the lady saying. Yeah, amen, amen. Now Tyrone, I want you to go wash them dishes this time. See, Law said I went through all of this pain to get you here, and now you. Gina said, yes, giving birth is no joke, baby. Yes, indeed. So y'all already know. All right, I got my guy, man, that we gave birth to $150 to him, man. Come on, man, from the 214, man. You're live on the Nation, man. Brought to you by Prize Picture in the Mix, man. Talk to me, bro.
Let me tell you something. That cash out hit. Boy, I'm talking about that cash app hit right on time. Yesterday was my birthday, man.
Oh, man, you Aquarius like me?
Yeah, I'm Aquarius, dog.
You're going to have to give it back on February the 2nd now. Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. What I wanted to say was that this year, man, I'm not even going to – I don't want to say I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I'm going to take this year off. I'm going to always be a Cowboy fan. That's going to be automatic. But when it comes to, like, us bringing back Mike McCarthy, I can't do it, man. So I'm not even finna get myself worked up. And, at this point, it never seems like our interest as fans, it never matches up with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Like the people that I be wanting in the draft, to where it be seeming like it's just like automatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go and get Schoonmaker. You know what I'm saying? They just go get some obscure person that nobody was thinking about. It's like, what are you doing? And then I gotta go vent in my car by myself, banging on the steering. Like, it's not good for my mental health.
Hey, so that was you. You beat me up, man, over that Schoonmaker. Because you know me, I try to flip it and make it positive about, and then you say, Law, hear me out. We had Jalen Hyatt. Was that you or somebody else?
That was me.
That was you.
That was you. Hyatt, 18. There's a couple players.
You were like, Jalen Hyatt was there, Law. And you were like, Law, A-Chain was there, man. Don't try to put the lipstick on the pig over a Schoonmaker. Boy, you made it rough for me, man. I remember that day now. Yeah, it was you. I don't know, man. All we can do is just sit back and see, man. Schoonmaker did have 2 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, that's nice. That's real. That's real nice. Like I was trying to tell you, man. Like, hey, that sounds real good. But overall, like I said, like that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Like I can't run back to Mike McCarthy. I can't do it, bro. But I'm trying to remember what else I wanted to tell you. I can't remember right now. But I mean, I appreciate that. Use a man of your word, and I told you if I lost, I was gonna come to you personally and give you the money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's how you do it, man. And you know, it's much love.
Appreciate you, man.
By the way, I wasn't at Ruth Chris. Me and my girl, we actually gonna get a hotel, and I'm gonna be clapping some cheeks, you know, on behalf of Law Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, clap around, and if you have a little one, name him Law, and if it's a girl, name him Lauren or something. You know. You have a good one, bro.
All right. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. He's going to be clapping them cheeks, man. With that $150, man. Hey, just hope that you add to wherever you're going, because $150 in Dallas, they ain't going to give you a nice place to stay. It ain't. Hey, Darius, man. Hey, my bad. Don't take her to Oak Cliff Inn now. Wait a minute, Darius, you still there? Now, don't take it to Oak Cliff Inn now.
No, I'm a Word of Hyatt member. I love the Hyatt. So I always hit up the Hyatt places. So they treat me right over there at the Hyatt.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Hey, the Hyatt's nice, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got the 936. You in the mix, man. Talk to me. You're live on the Nation. Brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix?
Hey, what's going on, La? How you doing?
Man, doing great, man. Talk to me.
Glad to hear that, man. Look, I don't know exactly how contracts work, but I wanted to run something by you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Get your thoughts, see what's happening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we know we got these 3 contracts that we need to handle. I was thinking that we go ahead and extend Micah, CD, and Dak all 5 years. You know, give them what they want. It's okay. Give them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, since Dak ain't had a lot of success, you know, I say, look, I know you had a no trade clause before, but let's leave year 4 and 5 open. Let's just leave that open to trade. If he can, I feel like he might work with us. Because after year 3, he might be ready to get out of Dallas himself. So that's what we're going to do with them contracts. And we're going to ride it out for 3 more years. And at the end of them 3 years, if we still ain't got a chip, I say we go ahead and trade Dak somewhere. You still got 2 years left on his deal. And we ride it out with a new QB with Mike and CD still locked up. But if you want to blow it up completely, you trade everybody after 3 years and get some real good solid picks, because especially since they're in the later years of their contracts, the contracts would be lower as compared to, you know, everybody else in the league, because there'll be new contracts that break the ceiling, break the salary cap and stuff like that by the time they get to year 3. And so I was thinking, you know, we get them good draft picks, that's a real complete rebuild with all that stuff. And I was like, you know, I think that may be the way that we need to do it. What you think about that?
Todd Frisco say no, you know, on that particular agreement. Dak Prescott just recently signed I believe, the highest contract in Cowboys history, right? His first one. Mm-hmm. And you would think that if you signed the highest Cowboys contract in Cowboys history, that you would make some adjustments to that contract and say, you know what, let the trade clause, nah, I don't need that. You just made me the highest quarterback paid in Cowboys history. So that shows me 2 things. One, that Dak Prescott don't trust the Jones family, and 2, the Jones family was desperate because they bend over for it, right? Because that's one of the strongest keys to any contract, to always have an escape clause. They had themselves painted in a corner with no trade clause and no franchise tags, right? So Dak Prescott still got the upper hand, and he's gonna forever keep that upper hand over the Joneses because of the fact that you got that collectively he don't trust them. That's what that no trade clause to me states. It's just I don't trust you. I don't trust you because you would trade me away the moment something bad happened to me or something negative happened to me. And he had the most guaranteed ever in any Cowboys in history on his contract as well. So there should have been some type of concessions made, but Todd France was like, nah. That's why he drew up the contract. The contract tells us everything about the player and the agreement from the from the owners. So I just say this right here. By Dak Prescott not being able to see the open market, that could have been a situation there because we all know that open market drives up the price value. And that they were trying to do something to not allow that brother to see the open market. If he would have seen the open market, then we would have got a realism of what Dak Prescott would have been able or should have been able to get. But by the Cowboys not being able to showcase that, it developed this particular world. Whereas a lot of people say that Dak Prescott is he's not worth. That's the whole argument. He's not worth. So your option out there as far as what the Cowboys should do is a very, very nice thing, but they ain't gonna do it. And if I'm Parsons himself, he don't want the extension. He want to see the open market too. CeeDee Lamb probably now want to see the open market. They want to see what they can get out there on the open market. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. Well, you made me think of one other point. I want to make. So I know this whole $60 million cap hit with Dak. I know that's it's pretty big. I'm not sure if you can restructure this in 1 year to just kick it further with some ghost years without extending them and maybe lower it. But if you can't, I was thinking, even if CD and Micah test the market, how about we just completely not re-sign Dak, take the cap hit, and with the re-signing of CD and Micah, we can just completely push all their money to the future. That way we can take this cap hit from Dak. And then, if we don't win the chip next year and he goes, we can just, restructure that contract and, bring some of the money back to the present, and then it all works out like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you can take those type of blows, pause if necessary. You can take those type of blows when you look at it and say, okay, you make it a post June, and then you spread it out. You hit 30 or 40 million on the front end, and then you take the other on the back end. You can do it that way. I think that the Cowboys ate a lot of money like that with Miles Austin's, I believe, and even Tony Romo at some point in 17 and 18. I think that they were still paying Tony Romo's contract. So yeah, man, you can do that, but realistically, what the Cowboys going to do, in my opinion, is if because they believe in this philosophy right here, deadline make deals, right? So they'll wait to the last hour, right? And if they don't come to terms and agreements, then they'll let Dak play on that $60 million cap hit, at least challenge Trey Lance and Cooper Rush or whoever they bring in for that spot. They'll at least have it as a competition thing and draw it out all throughout the off season, bro. That's how they normally do. But, man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in.
Of course, Law. Thank you for your time, man. Stay blessed.
No doubt. Yes, indeed, man. Good call from him. But you guys get what I'm saying, and I know people, man, we just want to see football, right? We just want to see football. We don't like the contract aspect of it, but that's just how it goes. Ain't that right, Uncle Dave, man? You're live on the Nation, man, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I don't like talking about contracts.
Man, it's terrible, man.
Don't like it. It's a terrible situation because it ain't nothing but emotional roller coaster. That's all it is.
Yep. I got mad, Uncle Dave.
You got the drop for that.
Yeah. What would you say?
Emotional damage.
I took that out of my soundboard though. But I give.
Do that?
Come on, man.
But anyway.
But here's the thing though, Unc. Here's the thing though, Unc.
Go ahead.
When I closed on my house, The underwriter wanted to know how tall I was, what color my pee, how, you know what I'm saying, who all gonna be there. They wanted to know your credit score 10 years ago, not just now. You know, so that's how contracts are, man.
Yeah, they want to know. They want to know how many people living in the house, and then you got some fool walking there with a bag of keys. I got 60 keys, man. Say, hey, dude, the realtor's here, man. What you doing, man? Get out of here.
No. But what you got, man? What you got? What you got?
As far as Dak, CD, and Micah go ahead and re-sign them. But they need to work this defense. These guys back here too light in the loafers. You got Bell back there, light, 205 soaking wet. Need to work that defense. Need linebackers. You need linebackers. LVE is not getting it. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go, cut him, whatever you got to do, whatever his contract is. I don't know what his contract is. Don't care what his contract is. He don't need to be back out there on that field. But when it comes to this team, it all comes down to Jerry Jones, what he has to say. And he's still making these major decisions, and he's still got to fight with Steven and all this other stuff. But the saying goes, there's always some mofo trying to ice skate uphill. And that's all the man tries to do is ice skate uphill, and we got to deal with this every year. Yeah. Now, with McCarthy, we're going to have to roll it back again, but they're going to have to revamp their whole scheme, their whole philosophy. They got to get this. They got to redo this culture. You keep the same players, you got to revamp something.
Right.
And when it comes to these coaches, they got all off season to come up with schemes and plays and everything. They got the whole off season, and while they're doing that, look into the Degum draft and get us some meat back there in that linebacker core. We're solid back there in the secondary. We're solid back there with the corners. You might have to let Curse walk.
He gone.
I'm all for letting him walk. Let him walk, because all he was a totem pole out there. You want to see a totem pole? Go to a museum or something, but don't need that dude. He needs to go. But that's all I get. That's all I got. But like I said, the old saying I used to have, and I'm not having. It's not no more. It's all I got to say is there's always some mofo trying to ice skate uphill. Deuces. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's my guy, Uncle Dave, man. Always calling in with good insights,
The conference has been locked.
And he's spitting the truth, y'all. Some people don't know how to get their truck out of the mud, right? And some people will continue. Have you ever seen that person? They in the mud, they trying to go uphill and it's mud, or they stuck off into the jungle or something like that, or off the side of the road, and not the jungle, but outside of the road, and it's slippery. And there's tree branches here, there's wood over there, and they just hitting the gas, and the tire just spinning. Mud flying everywhere. And don't know that you need friction. You need friction so that the tire can grip the ground. They don't even know to slide the wood up under the tire there so it can grab ground. Right? And then don't let it be a front wheel drive. I saw a lady, she was stuck on the side, and the dude thought that he knew what he could do, and he tried to put the wood, and I said, all four tires are not pulling. He didn't know what I was saying. All four not pulling. He's still trying to. I said, this blind trying to lead the blind, dog. You trying to get cool points with the lady, but hey, it's a front wheel drive. How many people be like that car? Just stuck. It don't matter how big that engine is. It could be a V12. Just don't know the small things, man. But I know this man right here, he's a mechanic, man. I know he knows it all, man. I know he knew how to get that car up out of that mud. Hey, and his name is Montana, man, from the 614. You're live on the Nation. Brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Law? Can you hear me?
Hey, I'm all good, bro. I can hear you, fam. Talk to me, man.
How the family doing?
I mean, they better now. Just bad. Like, you know how at night, that when you have those things going on, it messes up everything, bro. But they better now, man. Woke up really rejuvenated this morning.
That's good to hear. All right, brother. So I don't want to rain on everybody's parade. I don't want to be the guy to be like, hey, man, I got this 10-year script on the next 10 Super Bowl winners. This year will be 10 friends. And Vegas got us going back to back next year and the year after. Now, it's all on the players. They got to want it.
Okay.
All this coaching, you can get all 99 overall players. As long as Mr. Jones is there, his son is there, it won't matter.
Right.
They are the issue outside of Dallas Nation, Cowboy Nation. I have people who don't even watch the NFL no more, and they're saying it's an ownership issue. I don't care who you get, what quarterback, what player, it don't matter. It's the owner. It starts up top. I've been saying this for how long?
Man, for a minute, man. For 5-6 years, I know for sure. You'll sit back and you'll call in and you'll let us know, man, until they change it up top.
If they don't change it up top, it don't matter. It don't matter. So y'all might as well just go ahead, keep putting your content out, try to cheer up the fans. But until the fans understand that, nothing will change.
Yeah. Now here's when we say this, that sometimes they can make these solutions right here. We need, like you said, a run game if they run the ball, and we need linebackers. Right. And I think our front this year, believe it or not, looking back at some of the game, our up front did the job enough for the linebackers to rally and hit and chase a good upfield. But now we need just better depths. I think that we need to find somebody that can replace Nivell Gallimore. I think that we need to find somebody because Hankins, if he come back, he said he's going to want to run it back another year. I think if you can just find one more person to be inserted in to help out the interior and still groom up Mazi, I think everything else will be okay. So you got to find 2 interior guys, in my opinion.
I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but last year I was telling people about Dan Quinn.
You was. I remember.
Like, hey, man, he's going to be the issue with 2023 if he continues to keep doing the stuff that he was doing.
Yeah.
I get it. The coaches, like, we got to give the grace to the coaches, man. They only could move so much. Like you were saying, what you said about Chris Bouchard. He was on the sideline. He was animated with the Jones do. Hey, man, we don't like that. That is a issue. We will not go anywhere as long as that keeps happening. So, hey, Cowboy fans, man, just accept it for what it is and enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, Choctaw, man. That's my guy right there, y'all.
I appreciate you, man. And stay safe. I love you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. And I greatly appreciate you for having me on today.
No doubt. Go Cowboys, man. Good call from him. And preferences, man. Some things, this is what you get. And I know we've been live for a long time, but this is what you get when you start talking a little too much. Some stuff you got to keep in-house. But by it being that you got Jerry talking and Stephen Jones talking on a radio show for, I truly believe, what they have 2 shows apiece. That's 4 shows. It's a lot of conversation. Whereas we get a lot of stuff that we don't even really need to have. It's like it's a war between Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones on who get a chance to talk the most. Let me say that again. It's like a war between Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones on who get a chance to talk the most. And both of them individually talk to the radio stations, the highways, the byways, or what have you ways, and they're talking and they're telling. Oh, we didn't like the Chris Richard yelling and talking. We don't do that here. When he talked to the reporters about that, that's an in-house issue that could have been all avoided, and that perception or that mindset shouldn't even be leaked out. Hey, Chris Richard was yelling at, how you feel about that? Hey, I love the passion there. And then when he talked to Chris Richard in the office one-on-one, hey, I love the passion there. We like what you're doing. We love the energy. We were able to win that game, but simmer down a little bit. Taper down. Let's not do that again. You don't have to say all of that in front of the 4-ladder, 3-ladder network. I know that was 2018 when all of that happened. But us as content creators, yeah, we're going to regurgitate what they said. Shoot. Because we're going to talk to y'all on how we felt about that. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all don't see any other coaches on the sideline. But that was needed at the time. And now you got this, look, let me see if I can find it before I bring the next caller on so people can understand what I'm talking about. Bear with me. Oh, I got it. Ooh. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. That stuff is needed, man. Because that's all we wanted. You know, we need for these players to have that type of mindset. And we want a playoff game this year. Y'all see him over there? Oh, man, he ain't playing the little video there. Let me see if I can get that video to play. Y'all see that man yapping? Y'all see that man yapping on the sideline? It's a video, but it ain't playing. Let me see if I can find that video. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to find that video. Oh, yeah.
Dallas's defense came over.
Oh, yeah, I found it. Ooh, y'all bear with me, man. Look. I'm going to get this up there one way or another. Yeah. It's bad radio right now, but, you know, y'all bear with me. I'm going to get this up there. I got to get this point across. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy, we needed this past 2 weeks ago when we were still in the tournament.
Of possession there, and I'll tell you, when Dallas's defense came over to the sideline, they were gassed, and Chris Richard just getting in the faces of his linebackers. Of possession.
Yeah, y'all see that right there? We needed that, man. Come on, man. Hey, get it together. We needed that, man. Let me know if I'm wrong, man. Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. I mean, that's what we needed right there, man. We needed that. I got VIP, the hotline for your mind from the 860. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks, man. You in the mix, man. Talk to me, man.
Law. Law.
What's good?
Law, it's been a minute. Law, it's VIP. Law. I haven't touched down since RL, Law. You know, I take this real serious, Law. Like, I ride for my boy, so I take this. When I say serious, Law, it took me, I don't even know how long it's been, but it's like 2 weeks almost if I have just the patience to call in and deal with the Slurpee-ism that's going on in Cowboy Nation. We are, some of our fans are so impulsive, so emotionally damaged that they can't get over themselves. So they'll pour their insecurity out on my goddamn team. And that's what we need right there, Law. That's what, if you don't need, no, tell Jerry I'll come talk to the boys. Law, I digress, Law. Let me calm down. My therapist, Law, told me,
okay,
this is like, yeah, Law, the Slurpees, yeah, Law, this is like being in
a real traumatic relationship, Lord.
Uh-huh.
Because we know, I've been saying from the gate, Lord, that our owner that is official Slurpee, I'm giving him the Slurpee of the year, Lord. Jerry Jones and his son have been playing parking lot pimping when it comes to players all year, Lord.
Yeah.
You give my goddamn quarterback a butter knife to go to war with, and now y'all want a gun at my quarterback. No, I'm not making excuses for his 2 picks, Lord. I'm not making excuses for that.
Okay.
What I'm saying, Lord, is you put him in position to lose, Lord.
Uh-huh.
If you don't, Lord, we are playing linebackers that are 200 plus, Lord. We don't have a traditional middle linebacker on our team, Lord.
Yeah.
But you want us to stop the run. The middle linebacker is what to our defense, Lord? What does the middle linebacker equate to? If you had an analogy,
The quarterback of the defense, the middle linebacker, hook to flat responsibility to also pretty much make observations to call the plays on whether to make the line of shiftment just to shoot through A or B gap or to sit contain. Linebackers have got, and then especially when we say hook area, that is a very formidable spot to be in because it's the easiest throw a quarterback can make. So that's why the linebacker got to control the middle of the field.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why. Why do you think Brady? Why do you think Gronk? Why do you think 87 from the Chiefs? Why do you think these players are eating? Because like I told my son in high school, that's why I'm your best friend is your tight end. You got the easiest read right there. You can make a quick, easy money right there.
Easy money.
So if Lord, next year, I like what our tight end room is doing, Lord. But my problem is, Lord, if somebody is not at the top saying, you know what, Lord, I'm going to get out. My mother told me a long time ago, your biggest enemy, Lord, is your inner me.
Yeah. Enemy. The enemy from within. Yeah, man, she's wise, man. You should have said a wise lady once told me. Yeah.
That is the problem, Lord. Our biggest enemy is our Jerry. Our Jerry is our biggest enemy.
Yeah, you go. I'm gonna have to keep you on the line because when I get over to MJ, maybe you can have a talk with him because that's your boy. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to talk to your MJ.
I love MJ. That's broski.
Yeah.
But Lord, we have a problem with the top, Lord. Lord, if we are putting we know that our quarterback has to have a good run game, a good play action pass to succeed. His best success is with a play action pass. Am I right or am I wrong, Lord?
Hey man, you right, man. Shoot. Hey, let me do this right quick. You hold tight on the line. I got 4 other callers, and then I'm gonna let you and MJ talk, and then we can all close it out from there. Okay? You good?
I'm around for it, Lord. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, cool. All right, I got from the 804, then we have Jeremy, then we had the 971. So 804, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You're live. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Lord?
Hey, man.
Brian, 804.
804.
How you doing today, brother?
Man, better than I deserve, man. Talk to me, man.
Yes, sir. So, hey, look, I don't want to be on that call with MJ either, but I just want to allude to what VIP speaking to and what I see with Jared, man. Jared just got, in my eyes, he got trust issues, and his stubbornness is a hindrance for our team and been like that for a long time. And the problem is the players realize that Jared got trust issues too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why most of our players get franchise tagged. He dropped players as being a general manager. He dropped players that we already drafted in the previous draft because he don't trust that said player. That's why Dick Ferguson balled out this year. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the schoolmaker, so I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big hindrance. So I the one who sent you the super chat and said that we need a culture on top of the culture. And what I mean by that is our team adopted the culture of the owner. We need a team to adopt the culture of the coach. I'm not sure if Mike McCarthy is that person that can continue to stroke Jerry's ego, right? But establish a culture on the team. What I mean by that is holding people accountable, correct all those disciplinary actions, to go up to Dan Quinn and say, hey, man, stop being stubborn like the owner. Get out that big nickel and that big dime shit and be creative to stop the run. That's what a coach job to do to the DC. That stuff haven't happened, and it haven't been happening for years, man. That's why we continue to have the talent on the team to win 12 games a year. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, when we play a physical football team, a team that can win, we can't do nothing about it. A, because our DC is stubborn. B, because we don't have the personnel. We don't have the personnel because the general manager is stubborn. He's stuck in his ways. We like our guys, you know. And then C, we got to go back to the formula that got us there. Get us a tough-nosed coach and run the goddamn football to set your game manager quarterback up. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. It's more game managers who won Super Bowls than game changers. Dak Prescott is a pretty good quarterback if he had a goddamn running game. He can see the field a little better. You know, but that's another story for another day. And that's stuff that Jerry got to get out his trust issues having ways and put the key pieces where you need them at. And then we need Mike McCarthy just to drop them, man. Just drop them. Like, look, bro, don't hold people accountable, man. You the coach. You got to establish the culture, man. Look, Mike McCarthy is a beta. Our team is soft. Lamb got pushed. Ain't do nothing about it. We got punched in the mouth. Ain't do nothing about it. I'm telling you, we got the culture of the owner, man. So I don't know how we fix it this year. Hopefully we can. I'm not sure if we could, but I still bleed blue. I love my Cowboys, but until that kind of stuff changes, it's going to be the same shit year after year after year after year. So MJ, I don't really want no smoke with you, bro, on that Jerry Jones stuff. But if we don't get that person in there, if we don't get this culture established, man, we ain't going nowhere, bro. That's it, what it is.
Man,
that's all I got for you.
You spoke your truth, man. Appreciate you, man. Good call from you, man. And I get what he's saying. It's like we got to do that. We got to establish that part of it. But you know, if and somebody said country club, right? There's some places, man, you go in Dallas, man, and they act like, shoot, hey, no hats on in my restaurant. Okay, they tried to establish that culture, right? Well, don't go to that restaurant if you like to wear hats. You know what I'm saying? Don't give that restaurant your money. But some cultures, they don't want certain things. Now, the Cowboys is a situation whereas we probably love that particular restaurant, and that person who bought the restaurant saying now, hey, no hats on. But hey, man, we were going, that was my favorite restaurant. We were going there before you bought the team. Well, you know, if you still want to support this team, no hats. And then we had to adhere to taking hats off. But there are some people who support the team from afar who never got a chance to go inside, that don't understand that part of it, but they still send money, they still send their support because that's the team that they love or that's the team they grew up watching. But the culture have changed. The same people can't go in there with their hats on, right? And we are seeing it, and then other people from the outside looking at it like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you just excoriated a lot of people, and that's what's going on with the with this team. That we get it, we love this team, but we are saying as fans that we are seeing too many times that this team been undisciplined, too many times that this team is not being prepared, too many times that we will see good stuff but it's not consistent, too many times that there's not enough slaps when somebody do wrong, including Dak Prescott, by the way. He's not this guy that we can't criticize. But I get it. There will always be somebody that's going to defend Dak to that degree because he get over-criticized from the 3-ladder, 4-ladder network. So y'all look at us content creators and say, at least we can hear about this team without the criticism of Dak because he's already getting over-criticized. Y'all get me what I'm saying? Ain't this right, Jeremy, man, from the 832, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Law?
No, not much, man.
Man, I hear everybody out, man, and I just want them to, man, just get that, the things that made him successful, man. I was beating on the table. I always wanted a pure route run. That's all I want to say. Like, I don't care about the speed. I don't care about none of that. That's what made him successful. Amari Cooper made him 10 times better than a quarterback he ever was in the league.
Right.
That's just a fact. And can't nobody say different. Like, that's just what happened. When we got Amari Cooper, the team did a whole 180. Like, we was almost out of playoffs, ended up making the playoffs. One player.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take the play action away from him. Like, he was undefeated. Like, I know we live with analytics.
Yeah.
How can you ignore that? How can you ignore the man when he's play action? He throws the ball under 25, 24 passes. He's undefeated.
All right.
Y'all want to sit there and count the man money when it was the Joneses' fault.
Right.
When they ain't want to pay the man $28 million a year. You hit him with a franchise tag.
Yeah. Ooh.
You could have had the man for way less money.
Mm-hmm.
That's your fault. So don't come around talk about the money, then talk about I overpaid for you. No. It's your fault. You listen to the media talking about he wasn't worth it. It was your fault. So deal with it.
Yeah.
But just because you pay him that money don't mean he don't need no weapons. Don't mean that he all of a sudden, just because he got that money when it was your fault, he Patrick Mahomes. He's not.
Yeah.
When he had a running back, he did play action. He threw the ball 25 times or less. He was undefeated. That's Dak Prescott. That's your quarterback.
Man,
that's the guy you paid.
Boy, you
so
spitting.
Get that man get that man a running back.
Yeah.
Not a guy that through his whole entire career never did over 17 carries.
Ooh.
That's not the guy for that. Like, stop making it seem like that you want him to be something that he's not. You know what he is. You know what made him successful. So just get the job done and get it. And do the same thing on defense. Get Micah some help. I understand he want to be a pass rusher.
Yeah.
He want to do this and do that. He light. Just get him another guy. Get him another big. Get you 2 solid linebackers.
Get you
another
2
big guy in the middle. I think we fine with the DBs we got.
We
just change those positions. You get them another like I say, the big guys in the middle, and 2 solid linebackers. We got Overshaw coming in. You just put them on the weak side, and we'll be good.
Man, you spend none but cents, man.
Just spend a whole bunch of money,
man,
and just fix those positions. I believe we can compete with any team if we do those few things.
Man.
And that's all I got, Law.
Bro, you spit, man. I should have brought an umbrella, bro. Boy, you spit nothing but the truth, Jay. Appreciate you, man, from the 832, y'all. I mean, that guy spit the truth right there. And let me back it up just a little bit. Shout out to Rogue Shop as well. Be sure to check out rogueshop.com. Use promo code LAW. And also check out my people over here on Prize Picks as well. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Bear with me. I mean, y'all watch Richard right quick while he yell while I see if I can pull this up. This is for my guys, Cowboys can. And give me 1 second here. Let's see if I can do this. Boom. New. No. Boom. Delete that. Pull this up. Well, where you at? Take that away. Bear with me. Giving y'all terrible podcasting right here. New. Everything should freeze. And boom. I want to pull this up. Shout out to Cowboys can. And give me 1 second here. Boom. And we going into screenshot. Come on, man. Come on. Take me 10 years to get there. Boom. You might have to squint your eyes to see this. And Cowboys can fan says Micah Parsons in 2022, in his first 11 games, he had 12 sacks. Last 6 games, 1.5. In 2023, this last season, first 11 games, 11.5 sacks. In the last 6 games, 2.5. Now, these guys, you know, none of us getting paid millions of dollars. If they do, you know, let me know, you know, how they got to the millions. But there's people on the staff. There's people on the staff that get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Somebody's getting paid millions of dollars. And what does this trend say to you all that's watching, you know, the game in sports in general? If these guys can point this out and figure this out, what do this say? And just let me know. For the first 11 minus the last 6, and this could be a trend. Now, Parsons solid collectively if you look at the overall numbers, right? And Tafari, now there's no bust with Michael Parsons now. You know, he's generational, you know. We're not calling him a bust. Now, we ain't going to be disrespectful to the man. But what they're saying is that, I mean, he get worn down. He's human. He's not a robot. And you fresh on the first part of the season. The weather is nice, man. But in the latter part, things get cold, things get tighter. They see what your tendencies are. And on top of that, some teams got a little bit more tape on you. It gets harder. Pause. It get harder, though. It don't get softer. So as it get harder, you got to make sure that you protect everything that comes with it. You got to make sure that you can have something else that you can add around it. He can only do so much. Ain't this right? So he wears down. So a few people would think, just get rid of him. Let's get trade picks from him. No. I'm looking at it like, hey, let's bring on something else to complement those things that when it get harder, when it get difficult, and it's hard to penetrate, it's hard to bust down through there to get to the quarterback. It's hard to get to the edge now because they already anticipating you busting through the A gap, or they're anticipating you to bend your shoulder around to get off to the edge to sack the quarterback. So you got to find a complementary piece, or you got to switch it up. I would give the world for Michael Parsons to have those numbers right here to be flipped. Oh my gosh, man. For him to start off for the first 6 games 1.5 and finish the last 11 shoot with 12 or with 11.5 shoot. Yeah, I would love that. Oh man, I would love to have those numbers flipped. Because I need the quarterback to be on his back the most in the playoffs from Parsons. Y'all get what I'm saying? But you got to prepare your team to be ready for that. Ain't that right, JP from the 971? You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Oh, that's great. That's good, man. It's good to hear your voice. I ain't talked to you in a few weeks.
Hey, it is what it is. Appreciate you, man.
Shoot, yeah, I just got my therapy. I just got done talking to my therapist a little while back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so I just want to say, man, so if you look at, we're going to fix the defense, right? We're going to fix the defense. They're going to fix the defensive line. They're going to bring new free agents in, and they're probably going to go heavy on in the draft. They're going to fix the defense. And they're going to get him a running back. So that's going to be glad to see. So I don't trust McCarthy right now. Because we're the most penalized team still. He have to fix that.
Yeah.
He can't fix, he's gone. Yeah, so they're going to get him a defense. We probably going to, keep maybe one player on the secondary, but get us some linebackers. We're gonna play defense. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get good up front. Because what I saw in a lot of images and I saw a lot of film that they got blown off the ball. Our defense got blown off the ball, and for sure. And I want to try to iterate the people to go back and watch film. That single backfield formation, that play action game, that is hardly unstoppable. Because I saw Green Bay run it, and I saw San Francisco run it. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna get him a running back. They're gonna say, okay, Dak, we'll get you a running back, okay. another running back after Zeke. Get you another running back. We're gonna do that. Okay? Can we run play action now? Dak, can you run play action, or can you bootleg around the corner to outbeat the defender, or can you make a throw?
Yeah.
That's the point of time. Yeah, because the defense can't stay on the field the whole game. We get tired, for sure. We get tired, and people need to understand playing defense is exhausting. And that, if I'm on the field more than you are, you're not doing your job. So we're gonna get you running back. We're gonna fix your defense. Now, when that happened this offseason, now if he can't drop back there and outrun the defender and flick his wrist and make those throws, you have to figure out what you're gonna do. He has to flick that wrist and make those throws. So we're gonna get your defense, and I hope everybody understands it. Now, this is what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen? Crystal ball, JP.
Yes, yes. I mean, I would like for that to happen.
Yeah.
How you feel about that, Law? That we fix the defense.
I think this off season we need to do interior drafting and interior free agency on both sides of the ball. And that's offensive line, that's defensive line, and interior also counts as linebacker, by the way, because what most people say, boy, look at that front seven, right? So we need to get core guys, and nobody was saying, boy, look at the Cowboys front seven, right? So we need to bring that element to the table. And as far as what you saying with run game, you 1,000,000% right. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in. One more thing. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback. I like Dak a lot. I'm not saying that. I like him.
Right.
I like him when he came in. I like him when he took over Tony Romo's spot.
Right.
I just like it. And when he went in there and signed that contract, I'm not saying nothing. Okay, we needed a quarterback at the time, but when he went in there and signed that contract, that was the most dumb. That was a commercial affidavit. That was the most dumbest thing that the Jones could have done, to sign that to that contract, because you can't trade him. Now, the reason why I say that, Aaron Rodgers, they got picks for Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay did. They got picks. They build their team around those picks. They got draft picks, and they brought us some free agents. We can't build our defensive lines except for free agency right now and from draft picks.
Well, let me just say this though, JP.
Yeah. Let's talk on that for a minute.
You know, everybody say boycott the Jones, boycott the team. You know, boycott this, boycott that. Well, that didn't hurt the bottom line. The bottom line for the Cowboys are TV revenue dollars. That's the only way you can hurt the Cowboys is TV revenue dollars. And when 2020 occurred, when Dak Prescott meat falling off the bone piercing through the damn ankle there, in the skin and all of that, you know, and him crying on sideline because he knew that he couldn't get back out there on the field, and everybody saw with their eyes of him taking his ankle and trying to put it back together right there on the field to get back out there on the game. And they was like, nah, man, it's over with. And all of the people who were saying that any quarterback can do what Dak Prescott did, right? Andy Dalton, Benjamin DiNucci, some other guy named Gilbert who stole somebody grapes, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't do it, you know? And the overall revenue fell to his bottom because the Cowboys were 6-10. That what made Jerry Jones say, you know what, I will bend to Todd France because this team couldn't put up a single solid win that was very remarkable of what Dak Prescott was doing. And that's why they said, you know what, we'll go ahead and pay Dak. That's why they bend, and that's why they folded to pay Dak Prescott, because they saw what they had out of Dak Prescott. Right. That's just what it was. Compound fracture, yes.
Do you like the contract?
Do I like the contract? I like the fact that Todd France fought for his client. And he said, I refuse to take anything less. And you're going to have to pay me, you're going to have to pay me north of Carson Wentz, north of Jared Goff, because you ultimately, when it was time for my client to eat, you said no. So I'm going to tell you that you're going to have to come up and pay more. And that's just what it is, because my client is better than those boys. And they did just that. They had no other choice.
What about the no trade clause?
That was the ramifications of the antitrust. Because the Cowboys didn't have trust in Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys was looking at it like, okay, we'll put you on the franchise tag. And Dak Prescott people said, since you didn't have trust in me, I don't have trust in you. So therefore, no trade clause. You can't trade me off to Siberia. You can't get me up out of here to Cleveland, or you can't send me to the land of unknown. No. Put a no trade clause on the contract. And on top of that, I was signed it also if you put the no franchise tag on there. No. That's just how it goes. And so what the Cowboys front office can't do now is renege. They can't do that because they didn't ultimately allow this kid to see the open market. So they tried to sandbag him. So that's just what happened. That's how contracts works. And the Cowboys Jones office, they lost on that deal. They lost on that deal.
Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, they did lose on that deal, didn't they?
Yeah. So they can't twist it. And then what really pissed them off, I can tell you this, JP, is they said, oh, we overpaid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go get a lady and lay down with her and say, yeah, I had better, and think she's gonna be okay with that. Nope. Yeah. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, JP.
Oh, got one more question though.
Go ahead.
Would you open up the quarterback room to somebody else to compete with him?
I would. I would say, yeah, final year of your contract, but I'm always looking for a new deal. I'm always looking for somebody to replace you. That should be the information there for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And including the quarterback. That's how Jimmy would have did it. People think that Troy, you remember you were around that time. Shoot, they had Rodney Pete, everybody, Burline, everybody in that Cowboys quarterback room competing
Do you
every
think we
day.
need to get younger at that position?
Every day, man. Every day player evaluation, 365. I would leave no stone unturned. Appreciate you for calling in, JP.
Okay, love you. Hey, step in my backyard. Hey, came in the house. Doing big day.
No doubt, man. Salute, bro. Appreciate you.
Fried chicken and biscuits and gravy.
Yes, indeed, man. Little catfish there, too, with me. 956, you in the mix. Did I get you already, or this your first time?
No, I called in yesterday, too.
Yesterday, okay. I was familiar with that number. Talk to me, man. What you got?
So, one of the things that not a lot of people talk about, the questionable moves this offseason was letting go of George Edwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Over Scott McCurley.
Yeah, McCurley. Yeah.
Nobody talks about that enough. That was kind of a questionable call, too. And also, for the people that want to get rid of Dak, okay, what's your solution?
Yeah. What would be the other solution? Yeah, if you want to get rid of,
A lot of people say, okay, start Trey Lance, but then because a lot of people think that Trey Lance was a guy who sat behind Brock Purdy. No, Trey Lance was a third-string quarterback who couldn't beat out Sam Darnold. So, and let me tell you something else. The Cowboys don't exactly have a keen eye for quarterback talent either.
Yeah, finding quarterback talent.
And I get people are mad about Dak Prescott. Yes, we must hold Dak Prescott accountable. And no, he didn't have a good game in the playoffs. But I still believe that Dak Prescott is our best solution to get us over that hump.
Yeah.
You look at Matthew Stafford, how long it took him. Look, worst quarterbacks have won Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. All these players who won Super Bowl with good teams.
True.
But people want Dak to carry the team on his back.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And one more thing. It's funny, but it's true. If we're mad about all this stuff about the drama, and we're going into on Dallas Cowboy drama, well then, thank God Dak or any Cowboy player is not dating Taylor Swift.
Hey, shoot, you ain't lying at all, man. At least we ain't. Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, we done lived through that. Britney Spears and Jessica Simpson days. Yeah, we lived through that. It was a crazy, crazy moment in sports history when you have football and nobody talking about football. But I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for calling.
One more question,
go ahead.
Law. Knowing that our organization doesn't like to hire from within, and the longer the Cowboys wait, the less options there are at defensive corners. If Dan Quinn leaves, how would you feel about Joe Witt?
I think
he's my top candidate.
I think Joe Witt is a no nonsense. He's a nonsense guy, right? Like I don't play with all of that no playing around and key and stuff. He is a guy that have a different philosophy than a Dan Quinn, but I think that he would still use some of Dan Quinn deals there. I think that he will be a strong candidate for the Cowboys. I think that he will at least get backing from Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson spoke glowingly of him, and Charles Woodson even said that he would assist on helping on certain things. So yeah, I think that Joe Witt Jr. is a good situation for us if the future allows him to just step into that particular role of being a defensive coordinator and these sorts of things. So yeah, I think that will work out for us if Dan Quinn decide to take a job elsewhere. But if this is the other thing too, though, if Dan Quinn gets the job in Seattle, Dan Quinn, if he's wise and smart, he'll pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Joe Witt Jr., you will be my DC there," versus being here in Cowboys land. And I think that could be a situation there too. But appreciate you, man, for calling in.
Well, thank you so much, Law. God bless.
God bless you, man. Thank you, man. Good call from my guy from the 956. All right, man. Last but not least, man, we've been live for about 10 hours, and I'd like to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Normally, we end this with one caller, but I got two callers left. But I'm going to let my guy MJ jump right on in with the plan from the 206. You in the mix. MJ, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks, man. Talk to us, man.
What up, Law Nation?
Not much,
What
man.
up, family?
What up, bro?
You got family on the phone too, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna put no. You get your opening statement first, and then I'll slide VIP in. You know.
Oh, okay. So this how I want to go. Okay, I'll let you guys. Gotta keep it real with the fan base.
Okay.
I'm finna destroy y'all right now.
I feel you, bro.
I'm finna destroy the fan base. Get your notepad and your book. Get your popcorn. Hey, now check this out. In the 80s, we went to 4 conference championships with my boy, the quarterback. What's that? Number 11?
Danny White. Danny White.
Yeah. Okay,
Tom Landry.
We went to 4 conference championships. We got beat 4 times in the conference championship.
Yeah.
By some luck and just the ball didn't bounce our way.
Come
the 90s, we get Jerry Jones. He won 3 Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Come to 2000, we won a few conference. We win the conference, and up in the gym 96 up, who you had on earlier, old Cowboy guy. What's his name?
I can't remember, man.
Spears.
Oh, Marcus Spears. Okay, Marcus Spears. Yeah, the Marcus Spears.
And Canty and all them bombs. We up 14-7, guys, with 52 seconds left before the halftime.
Yeah.
What happened? The Giants drove all the way down the field and scored a touchdown on us. Changed the whole momentum of the game. And then Big Mouth Clayton, 84, drop a pass across the middle by Romo. That would have got the win for us, but we lose 21-17.
Now to be fair to that happened in the third quarter. People failed to realize that when Patrick Creighton dropped that ball.
But they only scored 7 points. We scored 3. Final score 21-17.
No doubt.
We would have been up 24-21.
Go ahead.
See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But the key of that game was the 52 seconds before halftime. 52 seconds, guys. 1 minute and 2 seconds. They drove 75 yards and scored on the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So that ended our win of going to a Super Bowl. We had we the number 1 seed or number 2 seed, Long?
Man, we were the number 1 seed in 2000 in that year. Yeah, number 1 seed.
That's an F right there by a dumb defense. Okay, boom. Then Prescott against the Rams. How many yards did they run against us, Long?
I mean, over 200 some yards, man. C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley. Wasn't too Gurley.
Did Prescott play good in that game, Long?
I mean, yeah, he played pretty good. He played well enough for us to win at the end.
That's another L.
Couldn't stop the nosebleed. Yeah.
Now, we can blame Dak. We know he be messing up. But against Green Bay, we had the number 1 seed, and Green Bay came in Dallas and beat us on the last-minute field goal because he started off the game pitiful. But Dak came back, and he tied it up. And that's good, but our defense gave up a big play, and we lose in the last minute.
True.
So if you see the trend, even though Dak might be playing kind of sorry these last 3 years, but we still had a chance. In them games, we had a chance to win against the Rams, against Green Bay. You can't get mad at him. Y'all wasn't fussing. Now, I get mad and frustrated at Dak Prescott sometimes, and he made boo-boo plays because I dumb coach and put him in the right position, like the one caller earlier, on the slant. Why are we doing a Kellen Moore play on the slant?
Right.
And the receiver ain't fighting for the ball, and that's the first turnover. And then the second play, when he did that, if Dak and CD was thinking, because they got in their feelings, both of them, he should have said, yo, man, I'm going to play like I'm going to throw the ball to you. That safety going to come in and try to get me, then I'm going to hit number 3. Number 3 wide open, probably would have took it to the house. But they got in their feelings, and they got out of the game plan and started fussing like little kids. Our defense was crap the whole game because the dumb defensive coordinator go into a zone defense. Our corners playing 30 yards off the field, and we getting our butt beat.
Yeah.
That's where we lost that game. But another thing, Law, you got to remember, what's the record? 12-5, 12-5, 12-5.
Correct.
Cowboy fans. Okay, Cowboy fans, since y'all crying about 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, what's the Jets record? What Atlanta record? What's the Redskins record? I can go on and on.
Keep going.
Them dumbass sorry teams that made no damn playoffs, and I hear you Cowboy fans come over every damn time talking about, oh man, and we 12-5. The key is getting in the playoffs so you can have a chance to win.
True.
How you think the Giants beat us? They got in the playoffs. We beat the Giants twice that year in 2007. They was 9-7, and they kicked our butt and made it to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Keep going.
The key is making the playoffs, Cowboys. If you don't make the playoffs, you're gonna be Cry Me a River. Now you gotta choose. So either you want to make the playoffs or you don't.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this though. In 2007, if Tom Coughlin was coaching this team, do you think that they would have went to Cancun?
No. Who fault was that? That's the coach's fault.
Who hires the coach?
No, I don't care who hires him.
Who gives the approval?
Hey, Law, if you hire me to run Law Nation radio station and I'm mess it up, what you gonna do to me, Law?
If you what? If I hire you to run Law Nation radio station, right? Go ahead.
And I mess it up, what you gonna do, bro?
Oh yeah, it's time for me to rain down and chastise you for messing up.
There you go. So I see what you're saying. Even though Clapboy was 8-8, and then he won like 2 good games. Got 12-3, 12-4, and 13-3. He still won some games, and then he still was fighting to go to the playoffs. That's all you can ask for. He was fighting.
Do you think? Let me ask you this. Do you think that a more qualifying coach with those chances would have made us get a little bit further in the playoff, opposed to a Wade Phillips and a Jason Garrett during that time frame?
Yeah, but Wade Phillips, but look what you just said, Law. He was 13-3, had the best record. What was all the other NFC coaches' record?
Do you think that was Wade Phillips' team, or that was the team that was built by Bill Parcells and Wade Phillips just had managed to coach that team?
That was a Bill Parcells team, but Wade Phillips came and made more wins on the team. You got to remember, he went 10-6 with a quarterback that y'all probably, if the quarterback would have got in trouble, that quarterback would have probably got even better and better. But that's how Romo came in. So, and then Wade Phillips came and went 13-3.
Camp Cupcake. Camp Cupcake, because they said that's how he coached, but they said, man, boy, it's a whole lot of things, a whole lot looser, a whole lot relaxer. And what they did was they took that as good coaching. They took that as a good culture part too, because it was a different coach outside of Bill Parcells. That's what everybody was saying, that Bill Parcells was too tight with those boys. And the same argument, hold on, let me say this though, bro. The same argument was coming from John's camp. Nobody liked Tom Coughlin because if you was on time, you was late. He was putting people in fines for being on time because they was there on time, and they saying that, hey, you supposed to be there early. And they didn't like the tight ship that Tom Coughlin ran, and they were angry and upset that year. That was the year that also, what's that guy that fumbled the ball all the time? I forgot his name. The running back, the Tiki Barber. Yeah. In 2007, he retired, and they was like, they went into that season with Brashard or whatever that name is, and the big boy, Brandon Jacobs. So they were angry and upset at the tight ship that Tom Coughlin ran, but that was the necessary vitamin that they needed, believe it or not, because when they got to the playoffs, everybody, that discipline factor played a major role. They were a more disciplined team than us, but that comes from coaching and that comes from above.
I come from the Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson era. I love discipline. The Giants did it the right way. They came in underdogs and upset the Cowboys because of one dumb. Our defense always choke in regular games. Our defense never come through. Yeah, our offense do too, but their defense, we never had a Baltimore Raven defense. You know what I'm saying? So now, all the skirts on here, I always want to put it on the owner. The owner, that's his team. Like I tell you, to take a shit on the field. But if he give me the players to play, and then y'all try to make excuses, okay, I'm going to tell you something, Law. The next general manager is going to be Will. You know that, right? Do y'all know that? That's why he didn't take the other jobs. They already promised him, you the next GM. When Jerry leaves, you the GM, Steve is going to run the money. That's how it's going, brother.
Yeah, we get that.
He picked the players. This guy been saving y'all for a long time. All the fans on here, even when we don't have the money, or we can make the money, how y'all ever want to put it, but this guy be drafting the right player. That guy drafted us 2 BD. He told us to pick the detox. Dan Quinn, I am, got on y'all here and started playing. Sorry, 96. He kept Tristan Hill when he should have kept Bohanna, the big white boy.
John Ridgway.
That was in the Harper that played linebacker, 4'4", 235, 240, was killing people in the preseason, getting the rushes. Dan Quinn decided, we're going to try to sneak this guy on the practice squad That's
But
Dan Quinn. All this is
let
Dan
me tell
Quinn.
you something.
And y'all
Let me
keep
tell you
trying to
something.
say,
The coaching got one thing, but the general manager makes the sign off on the
It
deals.
don't go like that. Law,
Wait
it don't
a
go
minute.
Like that. No, Law, listen. It don't go like that. See, that's why we going to lose, Law. Your mentality, every Cowboy mentality on here keeps saying, Jones, no. You the coach, Law. Law, if you want Diggs, I'm the owner. Law, you the coach. Who you want, Law? Diggs, man. He go, okay, cool. I want him. That's how it go, Law. Now, Law, if you
So what is the duty? What is the duty for the general manager and the people that evaluate the
duty for
players?
the general manager, he comes to the scouts and he comes to the owners. Law, they was cheap. You wasn't paying no $10 million for Harper. You wasn't paying no $10 million for Bohanna. You wasn't paying no $10 million for Big Country. Law, stop making excuses. Dutch, yo sorry ass defensive coordinator who y'all was kissing all up his ass all these years and it backfired on you. And I came on here, Law, and told you I was not confident in this damn fool, Dan Quinn. But y'all still come on this line trying to say it's Jerry. No! He told Law, please don't
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So the coaches not only make the player personnel decisions, but they also advise the owner and the general manager and whoever else that's in control to say, all right, we don't need packages. We okay with what we got out of a Marquise Bell, who is an undrafted guy, who's actually a safety, but it's okay to move him at linebacker, and we don't need to make no acquisitions to bring in another linebacker. And so let me ask you this. So let me ask you this. In my house, when my daughter asks me that it's 11 or 12 o'clock at night or in the morning that she want ice cream, I got to adhere to that. I got to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to give you ice cream. When she want to stay up past 11 and 12 o'clock, I got to adhere to that. I have no rules in that.
No, Law.
Huh?
That's a different scenario, Law. That's this. You trying to bring up some human stuff. When it comes to the GM, the GM Jerry, they just gonna sign the paycheck. Now he gonna ask Dan Quinn, hey Dan, what you think? What linebacker? And Dan Quinn said, no, I like to go small because he started doing it in Atlanta, Law.
So that may be his principles and philosophies, but at some point you got to step in and say, hey, I get that you like small, but we need to go big right here because we are getting gashed and ran on.
But that's his fault. I give him credit. That's his fault for trusting in Dan Quinn, y'all favorite coach.
Wait a minute, but that's what everybody was saying. They were saying, let me bring VIP in. VIP, can you help this man out, man? Hey.
Come on, VIP. Let me in, VIP.
All right, no, MJ, I love you. I'm gonna give you a greatest analogy. One of my big homies, my homie from Queens. Shout out to Uptown. Shout out to Harlem. One of my big homies, Damon Daz, went on the Breakfast Club and he gave them this analogy. He said, DJ Envy. He said, Charlemagne's the guy. You work at the radio station, do you not? They said yes. Can you hire your son to come in this radio station if you wanted to? No, they can't. Why? Why? Because they don't make final decisions. They have someone to answer to. End of the day, what is the definition of nepotism? Lord, explain it to me.
Hey man, look! I'm just sitting back letting y'all two fight this out, man, because you're right.
Hold on, let me finish out because you went on your. I respect my bro, but listen, when it comes to
final decisions, bro. And Dan Q could stand on a desk. He could go up there. He could just do the goddamn running man on the desk. And if Jerry Jones at the end of the day says, "I want this," that's the final decision. So if Dan Quinn says, "Hey, I don't want a linebacker," and Jerry says, "Well, damn, we are getting killed with the run. What am I watching from my goddamn sky booth for that last?" You see them plates? The plates didn't even get used. Why? Because this digestive system was messed up. Why? Because he thought about his ill will that he put our position of our team in. So it had nothing to do, well, it had something to do with Dan Quinn, because at the end of the day, Dan Quinn was making defensive decisions. Not the whole decision for the whole team, bro. Go ahead, bro. Number 4.
Look, VIP, listen. The money that we have, Harper was cheap, 32 was cheap. We had linebackers. All them guys were cheap. Dan Quinn is the one that pick his players on defense. Dan Quinn is the one that said, "No, I'm going to let Big Country go. No, I'm going to try to sneak Big Country on the practice squad. I'm going to keep Tristan Hill. No, you weren't going to," and Tristan Hill get cut. Then he got rid of Mohana. Dan Quinn made all the decisions. He messed up, y'all.
Who got
who's trying Dan Quinn's check? Does it say Dan Quinn? No, or does it say Jerry Jones?
No, Jerry Jones only paid for the checks. He could leave it up to his scouting department, Will, and Dan Quinn on defense. That's how he.
Why do you think? Let me ask you this. Why do you think y'all brought the Big Tuna up? If people don't know who the Big Tuna is, go do your research. When y'all brought the Big Tuna up, the Big Tuna said one thing. He said, "God damn it, if you want me to cook, you gotta let me chef. You gotta let me in the kitchen. I don't need 10 hands in the goddamn soup. All I need is my hands cooking the soup. I know what's best for the soup. I know the meat and potatoes. I don't need Jerry telling me what the meat and potatoes and the jerk sauce and the spice. Oh, I know the spice. I know what I'm doing. So,
I'm gonna get you. I'm glad you brought up Big Tuna. I'm gonna get you.
Go get him.
I'm gonna get you in law.
Get both of us. We got 5 minutes, man. We got 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Big Tuna wanted the other linebacker, the All-American linebacker from San Diego.
Yeah.
That went to the Chargers.
Right.
Sean
Merriman or whatever. Yeah. Sean.
And then we chose the Hall of Famer. What's our linebacker number 94?
DeMarcus Ware. Yeah.
Yeah. So they went with the sporting. They went with the sport. What do you call that? The draft team. The draft team said, "No, Big Tuna, DeMarcus Ware is better than him." They went with the.
But you're talking about a drafting decision that we just don't know, because let me quantify. Hold on. Let me quantify it this way. He was the coach, and although he might have wanted Sean what's his last name, Merriman or whatever his name is, and although he might have wanted him over DeMarcus Ware, we don't know, because even at the end of the day, what if Sean Merriman was coached by Bill Parcells? He probably would have turned out even differently. He probably would have been on to being the Hall of Famer and these sorts of things. So it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Both was good. But we're not talking about this point. We're talking about Jerry Jones and his decision making and being in the middle.
Jerry Jones got in his feelings. I told you, Law, when he got mad at Cooper. Marvin Cooper, I was pissed off. That's what he messed up at, because he didn't want to take the shot. That's why. And then he listened to his son, Kellen Moore, and they got him out of there. That's what he messed up.
So is that an emotional decision from the owner?
Did Dan Quinn get rid of him? Dan Quinn got rid of him?
No, you got the offense. That's what I'm talking about. That defense. Dan Quinn get to do what he wants to on defense. Y'all keep trying to make excuses. Dan Quinn ain't getting out of this.
Dan Quinn lost. He gets no pass for me. He gets no pass for me for what time and running big nickels.
Thank you. He made the quarterback look stupid. If his defense would play like that, then I ain't gonna lie, Brandon don't want to hear this. Jack went and threw that pick 6. It would have still been in the game. I know that for a fact. But they got behind, and then that dumb defense couldn't stop nobody, and all the pressure got put on Dak Prescott, and. Yeah, oh my God! Oh,
hey man, I appreciate both of y'all too, man. I gotta dip on up out of here, bro. I gotta make some pickups.
Hey, Law, get the girls for me, Law. You got my number, Law? Can you give him my number? Give her VIP my number. Don't say it on the phone.
Hold tight. Let me see how I can do this. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Y'all want to have the continuancy. Why don't y'all?
Hey, me and family don't disagree.
Y'all want to have some continuancy of this? Hold on. Take him to the cleaners, man.
Take him to a gunfight with me any day. That's my never all day.
Hold on.
Hey, we gonna disagree to disagree, but when it comes,
we can agree to disagree.
But we gonna if somebody come up to me and him, we gonna knock in your mouth.
Man, all right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I got both of y'all numbers. I figure out how to, get it to each of y'all.
Send him my number now, Law, and send me VIP number.
I got you. I gotta go, man. One love to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for this. It's very entertaining, man. Yeah. What they said.
To my family,
Salute, man. Goodbye, man. Appreciate y'all. Boy, I love closing out with those two right there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Still, Jerry Jones cut the checks. And I'm not saying that Jerry Jones is the only thing at fault. I'm not going to let my guys fall on the sword by himself. Jerry Jones, John Stephen Jones. To a degree, Jerry Jones do put the right proper decisions in the right places, but collectively, Marcus Spears said what he said, that the culture will not change because Jerry is in the way. Jerry's in the way, and not everybody lying. We had the same thing with Jimmy Johnson back in the days when he was saying that, hey, he would tell his team one thing, and then all of a sudden at halftime they had Saudi Arabia, the prince in the doggone meeting room, and he like, nah, I want my team to focus in on this, right? And he would say, hey, Troy, if you make that wrong read again, I'm benching you. And then the next day or the same day, Jerry would have a presser and said, no, Troy will be the starter. So it's you can't have two masters, as they say, man. You're going to always lean more to one than the other. So I think that you need football guys to be football guys, and I think you need ownership guys to be ownership guys. That's all I'm going to say on that, man. This was a great long episode, man. I hope that you guys can have a great rest of your day. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I thank each and every last one of you all for subscribing to the nation and keep putting these good thought points together. I know that there will always be disagreements, but this is a long off season, and Marv MJ Jones, he forgot to do his homework. He's supposed to tell me one linebacker, one running back that we need to look at in this draft or free agency, and he didn't do it. We're going to hold him to it next time. Cowboy Nation, a prize fighter even when he's down. He continued to swing. He continued to fight, knowing that all it takes is a puncher's chance. And that's what we got right here. And if even when you look back at this team and look at the pitfalls that we have, there's been people that won it out of worse circumstances. We've seen horrible quarterbacks win a Super Bowl. We've seen supreme quarterbacks win the Super Bowl. But what those two teams had, or those two quarterbacks had, was a team. And until fans understand that it takes a team, until Jerry Jones understands that it takes a complete team, until the 4-ladder, 3-ladder networks will admit that it takes a team, we'll forever be fighting over the same thing. You see, it takes a complete team for Brad Johnson. to win a Super Bowl. It takes a complete team, or it took a complete team for Trent Dilfer to win a Super Bowl. It took a complete team for Tom Brady to win one. It took a focus and a laser mind team for Eli to win the Super Bowl. It took the Legion of Boom for Russell Wilson to get one. So y'all hit those likes, y'all share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. DC for life, not for short. Let's go. Let's get it. We out. Peace.